Cool. We are live. Awesome. Yeah, welcome back, guys. Today it's just gonna be Lamine and Yasha in this fun little cliffhanger I left y'all at prior.
Whoever those guys are.
Yeah, who are those guys?
Who are these people?
Who are these people? Oh yeah, well I guess technically that would work. But yeah. So
Yeah.
kind of leaving off of last session, in the more immediate sense, y'all had a run-in with the ghosts.
The ghosts.
The ghosts. But before we jump into that, let's dial it back to you know, what happened beforehand, things that you guys learned throughout the session. One of them being the Vermilion. If I remember last session, you guys had gone and met with Date, and he kind of explained that basically his part of the department got shut down and he quit because of the Tetsu Slayer Force, because they ended up getting all of the funding from his part of the department. And then to sort of add salt on the wounds, he was tossed an attempt at candidacy in the Slayer Force. Yeah.
It's important to say it's an attempt.
Yeah, you may apply for candidacy. That doesn't mean that it's gonna get him in. And while he straight out rejected it, his former squad mates did consider it. And two of them shared their experiences with you guys. The first one being just kind of almost out the gate, just kind of turned down because of the psychological testing.
Psyche did not match.
Yep, he didn't. Yep, he didn't measure up.
You're not what they were looking for.
Nope. And you kind of came to the conclusion that they're not really looking for the kind of person in a state of mind that guy was in, which is to say,
Most normal people.
Yeah, he's pretty normal, but he's also a fairly, he's a fairly decent dude. The other guy, you found out more stuff, was a ghost candidate who failed fairly late in the program, and is suffering from adverse effects done by the Vermilion that they're using, or the what was it? The green glass, as it was nicknamed. And you got a small sample of it from him, as he's kind of using it as a medication that they kind of gave him before they sent him on his way. But as you kind of understood, it's part of the training revolves using what Tessa describes as more or less essentially a combat drug. So yeah. Michael also shared some details regarding about how he had a run-in with a ghost operative when he was looking for your guys' Hydra. And that ended up being a close call, and kind of described his experience with the one ghost operative as kind of scary, since the fucker was able to keep up. Yeah. The dude made no sounds, was able to keep up, even get the drop on Vico. And he was tough and persistent. What else? What else was there? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to recall everything. I think some of the other details was I kind of mentioned the Vermilion, the green glass. It's a mineral that used to be it was basically made into a wonder drug years ago, and they were pretty much selling it everywhere. It was just super commonplace up until about 14, 15 years ago, It kind of went all the way. It went all the way, like almost 2 decades, basically.
Right. It's an old drug that's no longer around.
Yep.
At least not to the public anyway.
Nope.
There's hints that it may still be circulating in the uppers.
Yeah. There was for a small time other sort of like imitation drugs based off of the vermilion, but along with it being pulled off the market, pretty much any like substitutes that were attempting to emulate it was considered illegal, and so they pretty much shut it all down. So Tetsugard were cracking down on people.
Not to mention the copies were not as good. Often had their own side effects, and I guess it would be better to say they emulated the effects, so not so much that they replicated it.
Mm-hmm. The drug itself was also like a magically potent hallucinogenic. It almost kind of borderline worked on orc logic, where if you took the stuff with under the pretense notion that it works in a certain way, it would.
Which was just help describe the whole notion of it being used as a poison.
Yeah, because the creator could make it under the pretense notion that it is a dangerous poison. However, its uses in the field as a malicious malady, so to speak, was not really common, and it was more often used as a remedy in a lot of ways. So
seems like it would be limiting its potential to just use it like a poison anyway. So
yeah, it was more effective to.
It's like it's like one of those things. It's just like why don't you just fucking use poison?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, you want to use this expensive drug to poison somebody, or just poison them?
Or just use some good old poison.
And it's like, you want to use this like cocaine and meth that you spent a lot of money on to poison somebody, or did you just want to use a jug of bleach?
Nah, man, just take a scrap of rusty iron, just poke someone with it, and let them get tetanus. It's easier that way.
Knowing Brosnov, it'd probably be easier to just find a used needle and prick somebody with that.
Maybe. Tetanus is still probably
depending where you
more
are.
Common than anything else.
Used needles?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's probably not in the same sense as heroin, but I'm sure maybe if they made it from the green glass, I'm sure that could be used in such a way. But we're kind of getting off topic here.
That one Vincent that plays anime music, that's pretty toxic. Pretty sick whenever I listen to it. So
yeah,
I don't know. That could be a pretty good argument.
It's you're getting a bad vibe from the green glass, bro. But yeah, I think that mostly covers all the details. Yeah, green glass. It's an old drug that was like highly regarded, very good. Oh, the history behind it. Basically, it was like mined out of the coastal shores of northern Brosnov, like outside the city, and it was basically pulled out of the ground, more or less, and pulled out of the ocean, really. And it was kind of going strong up until the technocrat mysteriously died, and his heir, his son, basically stepped up and said, "We're shutting everything down." And after that was the end of it. It kind of came and went as well, maybe not as mysteriously arriving, but definitely mysteriously disappearing. And a lot of people typically kind of chalk that up to technocrat shenanigans, because the technocrats, people are kind of a bit aware that the technocrats kind of play their own political games against each other. And
I'm sick of these technocrats. When can we kill them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm sure there's a lot of people.
Yeah, the easiest and most throwaway notion is that it was foul play. It's kind of I wouldn't say throwaway, but that's kind of like the general consensus. Everyone kind of looked at it and like, this up and coming rich guy who's like, making all the money and sort of making waves, and Brosnov just suddenly croaks over, and his son says, "We're not selling things. This doesn't seem too obvious." So
Waves, huh?
yeah,
Oh.
but that's the what the general consensus believes. That's what the people want you to believe, man. But anyways, I digress.
Wake up, sheeple.
But yeah, no one's really looked too much into it past that. If yeah,
Right.
because nobody really wants to. You don't want to go digging into technocrat business. That gets you killed.
Well, I do like death. Starts digging. But yeah.
But yeah, after learning all about that and getting a nice bit of lore dump from Tessa, after having shown her your find, you get 3 unexpected.
Hey, Tessa.
Hey Tessa, we got drugs. But,
God.
yeah. After having stopping by and explaining to Tessa about your findings and discovering that there is a link between this green glass and the and the Tetsu Slayer Force, Vaiko properly introduces, or I wouldn't say introduces, but greets the 3 unwelcomed guests, which is a trio of ghost operatives that ambush you guys in your house as he jumps to intercept a dangerous spear attack.
House.
Yep. Since Mordarin's out today, we're done with the recap. I can move on to the actual thing.
Yes, I believe so.
So since we're done with the recap, I'm gonna go ahead and have us jump into.
What if we just cap people?
No, there was 2 other things for recap purposes.
Oh, fill me in
because
on it.
there was they were pretty quick. There was Lean concerned that the weird energy drink that she encountered at the gym might be related.
Oh, right.
Because it was green, and it did heighten aggression, so maybe it's not exactly it, but it might be, I don't know, something else for her to look into when she has time to look into that, like, that thing. And then the Lemine related thing was that she explained to Mordarin at least, and I guess Yasha because he was nearby.
By proxy.
The fairly tragic significance of the 4 poppies that are tattooed on the back of her neck. That was it.
Okay. Yeah. I completely, forgot about those details, so... That's why we got the recaps.
Yep.
Oh, it's Pi.
Double cap.
Hello, Pi. Right. Anyways, coming back to game session. Lamine, you did roll initiative. Yasha, did you roll yours? I didn't check.
10.
I got a 11. I think.
11.
Right?
11? It's a 10.
Was it 11?
I see
10.
10? Okay.
10.
So the order of combat is gonna go... Oh yeah, I should probably roll for the couple. Vaiko's gonna go before all of y'all, and Tessa's gonna go last. That actually works perfectly.
I mean, that actually makes sense.
So let me go ahead and change up the music real quick.
It's all coming together.
There it is. Because these guys are gonna be interesting to fight.
I rolled decently, so hopefully I get to go before at least one enemy.
Bottom text.
You will be... So the order is gonna be Vaiko, Lamine, then them, and then Yasha, and then Tessa.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They landed smack in the middle. You actually tied with them.
But player's choice, or rather, player gets his priority.
Yeah, player's priority.
Player advantage.
Yep. Players, in the case of a tie, players always get the advantage. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start with Vico on this one. Let me just actually add those two into this list real quick. So it's gonna be
Bicko.
Fuck him up, living corpse.
Yep.
The living corpse about to make some dead ones.
Yep.
Some
Their biggest
actual
mistake
corpses.
was attacking Tessa.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, this seems like a good way to get Vico's ire.
Yep. By the way, for this one, Tessa does not have any offensive things, but she will be throwing buffs on you guys. And for that one, when we get to her turn, I'll tell you what she can do, and then you guys will pick what she does. Vico is just straight up gonna fight these dudes. And
As
she
he
will do so. He will be making a whopping 6 attacks on this one guy. So let's go ahead and roll them.
Are you ready for the death I have prepared for you, little man?
Yep. This Vico is already in combat with the first guy. Okay, so it's gonna be one of those 3. I'm just gonna roll them all at once.
oh,
He almost critted. Twice.
he's gonna wail.
Vico's gonna land 3 of his 6 attacks on him, though. So he's gonna land 31 damage on the first guy. As he just-
That'll teach him, Jesus.
yeah. As he literally just pulls out, basically his version of more or less, because he fights more closely to like a monk, but he's not really a monk. But he has a flurry
Yeah.
like attack.
Right, I mean, as I said before, these classes in D&D 5e are more paths than they are classes.
They're
Traditionally,
more
you can refer to these classes.
yeah, they're more like guidelines. At least for characters like
Yeah,
Yasha and Vico.
right, but I mean, you can always just spin them off as like, oh, they're not, they follow these, but they do these things.
Yeah.
But they're actually like this. They're just styled.
Mhm.
Like Jin's another good example. Since he's a samurai, there's no like obvious, clear-cut
no.
samurai archetype.
Yeah.
Like
He's
clear
just-
cut that actually fits. So it's just like you make your own thing. You're like, yeah, it's samurai.
He's just a hodgepodge of a monk and a fighter somewhere in that mess, among other things.
So yeah, among other things.
So yeah, so Vico pretty much just wails into this guy, and despite aside from the resounding thud of every blow he delivers, this guy doesn't really make a sound or even really flinch all that much to like
He just
the
takes
shock
it.
of being
It's a,
struck several times.
It's as if he feels nothing,
Yeah.
which might be the case.
He just kind of power stances through it, yeah. He's just like, huh? Takes it, barely. He kind of somewhat braces it, but he's otherwise fine. But yeah, he takes the beating pretty handily, which leads to Lamine.
Lamine.
My turn is going to be very quick because all I'm doing is casting Based on myself, on Yasha, and on Vico.
Nice.
Based.
Based.
By the way, I posted that video.
That's
Oh,
why it's
DB.
become Based.
in the realm.
Oh.
Are you
Let me
prepared for the
blast
kind
that
of
in
death
chat
you
in the
little
Skype.
man.
Are you prepared
prepared for the kind of death you've earned, little man?
To the
Just play
Vico
that
to
on
the
screen.
the ghost. Pretty accurate considering you just bapped him for 31 damage.
Yep. You just struck him in several places, you know. Nice clean hit to the face, another one maybe to the shoulder, like a nice chop to the shoulder, and a good old kick to the shin.
All while maintaining that like stoic smile. Are you prepared for the kind of death you earned, little man?
Yep. But anyways, yeah. So that was your based spell. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned off the bat. I know Mordrin was present, but because Mordrin is out today, for reasons, we'll say, I'm gonna just kind of like preface that this fight starts with like literally one of the guys just doing that cloaker kick that I put up in chat, where he just like runs up and just springboards off of Mordrin's chest, and Mordrin's just on the floor like completely like stunned, like what the fuck just happened. So he's okay. He's just not gonna fight. Okay, so the party is based. It'll be the ghost's turn. So each one's gonna basically go at each of y'all. So the one that just got smacked by Vico is gonna swing back with his spear. He's a nice little multi-attack. Ooh, he's gonna land 2 of them.
Ooh.
Ooh. And so he's gonna return with 21 damage to Vico as he basically kind of quickly wrestles the his little short spear out of Vico's hand and gives him a few quick jabbing thrusts at him. Another one is going to attack you, Lamine.
Oh no.
What is your AC?
I'm right next to Yasha. My AC is 17.
Okay.
I'm right next to Yasha. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are actually pretty close together. I think there's only one that's like just a little bit out of the way. I'm gonna say that's the third one is the one that kind of like just sort of stepped away real quick to just sort of shove Mordrin down and then do his thing. Yeah, this one's gonna be on top of both of you basically. So actually, let me see which one he decides to go for. It's gonna go for Yasha actually.
Okay.
So,
I
Yasha.
will use my okay. Never mind. I might use my reaction. Or I
Okay.
probably will if it hits him.
Your AC, Yasha.
Only 17. It's a little lower at the moment.
Basically, the first attack that actually lands, I will be using intercept on.
Okay, I'll roll them individually then. That's a miss.
Okay.
That is a miss, and then the last one. That's gonna hit, yeah.
Okay.
And then are you gonna use your intercept or?
I will, which reduces damage.
Okay.
So, Yasha will take 4 less damage, as I rolled a 1 on that.
Sounds
It
good.
happens.
4 less, so it'll be reduced to 8 damage. As you attempt to sort of put up a bit of a barrier using your shield to sort of try to ward off the spear attacks.
But the attack was too fast.
Yep. And his motions are actually incredibly quick that you kind of notice that the first 2 you sort of try and like anticipate and put up your shield to sort of like try and reduce the damage, and then it's almost as if he's kind of like with a slight awareness. You see him almost, as Vico sort of described it before, it appears as if his wrists sort of like disjoint a little bit, and his arms kind of almost like kind of make like a rubbery sort of like motion as it curves around to try and poke Yasha
Owned it.
past your shield. However, it's still, difficult to land a very clean hit because of your interference.
Yeah. Lamine doesn't actually have her shields on her.
Well,
It hasn't been working.
you're
I
you
just
know.
need to have a weapon or a shield.
A
so-
weapon.
yeah.
got
Well,
my
you're
fist.
making you're kind of warding. You just kind of swinging your weapon, so you're kind of trying to intercept with your blade.
It's more like a bat. I just kind of like that.
Yeah, and then he just kind of goes around your blade with his just quick reaction and almost like a strange like maneuver as he just kind of rubber bands around you.
They're boneless.
They're boneless. I like my assassins boneless.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Pi.
A good stop by.
Yep. So that's going to be number 2. Number 3, he is going to... Actually, he's going to bust out his weapon. His ranged weapon. He busts out what looks like something similar to the guns that the Tetsu guard have, except it's got, instead of like sort of... The barrel looks more tightly packed in. It looks a lot more compact. And he just quickly like flicks it up at you guys, and he's gonna spray. And
Right.
it's gonna be, so first one's gonna go at Lamine. Second one's gonna go at Lamine. And last one's gonna go at Yasha. So I'll do the 2 on Lamine. Your AC is 17, correct?
Yep.
Okay, he missed. And he also misses
I don't want to get shot.
Yasha. Yeah.
Ducks.
As you hear this like, it's the blast isn't like, the shooting isn't even loud. It's almost like that one you can hear it, but it's
a silencer.
yeah, it's a silenced weapon. As it it
Which
sounds
I mean,
like
it
it's
still makes noise, so you hear. Pew, 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 pew.
Yep. It sounds like a very like it sounds like a drone, like a low droning whistle, if that makes sense. It's just kind of like a vroot, vroot, that sort of sound as he like just, tries to pepper you guys with bullets.
Oh, what is it, a Weldon rod?
You mean a well rod? It
Oh,
would
well
be
rod, yeah.
it's probably more akin to like it would be kind of like an MP5.
Because what's the noise? An MP5.
I mean, at least
maybe
in terms of how it looks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or actually,
Oh,
it would look kind of more like a really compact H&K. Like
Why not? Like a Silence Mac 10 of sorts.
yeah, like a Silence Mac 10. Except it's like a little less box and a little more bell shaped.
Less. That's fair. I'm sure such a thing exists, but it just doesn't come to my mind right now.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find an example of it. But in the meantime, it's gonna be that's not the page. It's gonna be Yasha.
I strike the one next to me, because he's next to me.
You are based.
I am currently based.
You are based.
Okay.
No, MP5 is an H&K.
Does a 13 hit?
Yeah, I guess it would look like
not
a
right.
like an MP5 without a stock and short barreled. But of course,
Okay.
the short barrel has, instead of a short barrel, it's got a silence.
There's an actual Mac of SMG that looks like a round Mac 10. I'll look for it in a bit, but 13 doesn't hit, I assume.
I'm hearing it.
Um,
You suppress. Okay.
Yeah, 13 does not hit.
Does a
Yeah.
16 hit? Man, these
16 will hit.
rolls. All right. I bep.
But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like they're carrying, except then at the end of the barrel there's a like slight tube at the front.
Oh, it's a solid hit. And I keep going, do my flurry.
16's gonna hit.
Another 5. It does hit. I'm just gonna do the second hit for simplicity's sake. Okay, that hits.
God damn.
Thank you, base.
Yeah, thanks, based.
Based.
Was it a total of 30 damage?
30 damage. Woo!
Just as I lay into the one next to me.
Ouch.
And as you know, I don't need to see them to hit them, so.
Yep. This is the one
So,
that's immediately on
whatever-
top of you, yeah?
Yeah, so whatever shenanigans they may have from being like translucent, it doesn't matter. I just wail into them.
Yep. Alright, and that's all your actions, yeah?
That's my turn.
Tessa. Hey, Tessa. Okay, so Tessa can do any of the following things. She can, so her action, she's gonna basically kind of get some distance from the fighting, but you see her slip on real quickly, like a really small little, like, wrist gauntlet, and, it's got, like, a little, like, not really a gauntlet, like, per se, but it's more like a little glove with like, a little, like a little hose attached at the end that she kind of has out and ready. And with that, she can basically apply, she can attempt to apply on you guys a heal, which she'll heal for fairly meaty amounts. She can grant you guys an attack buff for your next turn. Which is to say, she grants you guys advantage. Or she could attempt to debuff your opponents, and that is by granting them disadvantage and lowering their damage.
I'm for the attack buff personally,
Probably that.
because if I can get advantage, I can really lay into somebody.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll apply to what I want to be doing next turn, but it can't hurt.
Hmm.
Because
I see.
we got two people that playing out a bunch of attacks, so advantage and you know the D4 from based is going to be pretty guaranteeing some hits, which is nice.
Yeah, pretty meaty hits. That said, if you don't think you want to do,
I don't think either would really necessarily help me either way.
If neither really helps, then I would like to get the advantage one.
Yeah, we don't need the healing. The advantage is, I think, most helpful at the moment.
Okay.
Well, we can start with that and see where it goes.
All right.
I want to start off with trying some crowd control, so we'll see how that goes.
So you see her kind of adjust like something on the wrist end of her glove, and then she just launches out in the air around you guys a blue mist that basically heightens your guys' senses briefly. Able to land those telling blows. So for for your next turn, this will also affect Vico as well. That's something to also consider.
Shitter.
Because Vico got messed up too. He got stabbed.
Getting stabbed hurts.
Yep.
He did get stabbed. I wish rather than Lamine be the one getting stabbed.
That's all right. He's a tough boy.
I didn't know Lamine was into that kind of stuff. That's kind of unusual, but all right. Keep that in mind.
Bruh. Come on now. Anyways, Vico does his full attack. Ha! Oh my god. That's okay. He's gonna land another 3 hits and almost 2 crits again.
Oh my god, he He really is laying into that fucking ghost.
He's-
Jesus.
He's gonna beat the tar out of this guy.
Do you add the base to it? Because he is based.
Oh.
Oh,
D4.
Okay, so that one was definitely not gonna hit. Well, a lot of them were like very low, like 2s and 3s. So even with that, he wasn't gonna hit these guys
Okay.
because he's got like a +6 to hit these guys. He's gonna need at least like. Well, I won't say the numbers, but he's gonna need more than a D4 to hit these guys.
With those rolls, anyway. Okay. But he is based, which also means if he has to make a saving throw, he does have a D4 to it.
Okay. First hit's gonna be a 9. So 9 damage on this guy. This one is gonna be a 12. And then that one's gonna be a 14. However, he's going. The ghost is gonna do something as a reaction.
fuck.
He's gonna make a reaction to that last hit, which is very, very bizarre in the sense of the ghost is going to basically just straight dodge it.
What?
He's gonna ignore that entire third hit. And the ghost does so. The man like bends backwards, like the ghost bends backwards, like completely, and almost folds himself like at a near 90-degree angle, and will make a reactionary attack back.
These dudes are weird.
And he's gonna hit Vico. But he's only gonna deal like 5 damage. So. Okay, cool. Lamine, it is your turn.
I want to. I want to try and grapple the one that Yash and I are fighting.
Alright. Go ahead and make a grab.
I don't know if SSL will apply here, but
it should count. You'll have advantage for this.
alright, it
This
is.
opposing.
I will be spending my first attack to grapple. Yeah,
Yep.
and it will be an opposed athletic. My athletics are versus their athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Well, is the higher. Unfortunate.
12.
Unfortunate rolls.
Well, you
Yep.
never know. You might get a. Oh, nat 20'd. Yeah, he slips right out.
Well,
You go for the grab, and he literally nopes
You-
out of it.
that's fine. I punch him.
Cool.
It's like, okay, that's fair.
Yep.
Socks
Ye-
in the face.
Yep. You go in to put him in an arm lock, and suddenly his arm just slips right out of it.
Womp.
Just whoop.
You're
Nope.
Like, the man's liquid.
They're completely liquid. They're cats.
Cats.
Anyways, this is my introduction to cat people in this world.
24.
Absolutely not.
24.
I veto. Just like in fucking when it was at that one stream where Vinny starts to talk about the diaper chief, and literally one of the I forget who's Germa's like, nope, I veto this bit.
Type sheep.
The-
God.
It's just nope, this bit is now vetoed.
I will be putting a level 2 or spell slot 2 smite into him as well.
Okay.
So 4 punching and then I guess 10 radiant.
4
14
punch,
total.
10 radiant for a whopping 14. Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, this guy gets smacked with a holy punch.
Pop.
You bop him responsibly.
As opposed to irresponsible bopping.
Yep, that's just me and Payday.
Oh.
Typical Payday behavior. In any case, yeah, you smacked him. Smacked him pretty good too.
You gave him a good bopping.
That was my turn.
Alrighty, cool. So next up are the ghosts. The one that's on Vico is...
Oh, actually, you know what?
Hmm?
I will actually healing word Psycho.
Okay.
I will use my bonus action.
What's the word that you heal him with?
What's the good word?
It always says healing bird, but what's the word? What do you say?
The healing bird.
I don't know. Something relating to
You
Los
hear
Angeles.
Zach's bitch, and your health just goes up.
Yeah, just him going.
That's the word.
Just him going, bitch.
And not healing.
uh,
So it's
I think Kyron would have had a field day with this fight.
Oh, he would have been going crazy.
A nice
Psychic
10
heals for
HP. Nice.
Not shabby, not shabby.
Very good.
I mean, that's a first level healing word, so yeah.
Like I said, not shabby. It is not shabby.
Life cleric make anything healing good.
Turn any healing
Feels
into good healing.
I mean, like basically just a
Okay.
health potion, honestly.
So
Bonus action health potion.
this ghost is going to make a... He's going to make a disengage, and when he disengages from Vico, he's going to make a reactionary swipe at him again. And when he disengages, there'll be some shenanigans. Oh wow, he smacks Vico again.
Vico's just getting beaten on.
Okay, he's just getting smacked.
I mean, that's kind of to be honest, that's kind of his shtick, though.
Yeah, he's kind of used to getting abused. So
You know, so Yasha moves. Yasha fucking dodges like a maniac. I think Vico's thing is he just tanks it.
he can kind of. I mean, he dodges too, but yeah, he tanks it.
I mean, the dude has stories of getting shot and just keep moving. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like to think tanking's more of his shtick. I know that. I mean, everyone dodges. I don't think there's a single person who just like sees the sword coming towards them and they're just like, yeah, I'm a face tank this.
I'm gonna catch it with my
Unless
body.
you're like, I don't know, unless you're like fucking Taiga Saejima, because that's his little guard animation is to just like face tank it. But you know,
I mean, maybe someone with heavy armor does that. Like I mean,
Yeah.
maybe
Face tank.
that's. I in Yakuza 5 and 4, Saijima's block animation is literally he just like poses.
Mm.
Like he just tenses his arms up and he just has his face forward. He literally face tanks every. That's like his blocking animation.
Macho posed.
But then again, this is a guy who could pick up a car, so.
Yeah, that's homeboy's a Hulk. In any case, yeah. So this guy basically is gonna do a disengage action. So you see this guy kind of do a quick twirl, and then catches Vico on the cheek with his blade, and then he starts to retreat. However, he doesn't really retreat in any particular like exit. He just retreats straight into a wall, and he just goes right through it. Just whoop, faces right through it.
bruh.
Yep. And he just pieces.
Fuck.
The second one is going to attack. Let's see, who's he gonna go for? This is the one on both of you guys. He's gonna go at Yasha. Oh wait, no, this is Yasha was odds. He's gonna go at Lumine. Your AC 17.
Correct.
I
That's gonna
personally,
be 2
Josh's
hits.
AC has gone up. Just to let you know.
Okay. So
Now
2
that he's in the
hits.
heat of combat.
So it's 2 pokes as he comes at you with his little short spear. Now, this thing is like
Okay,
so-
emphasis on short spear. It's like a 2.5 foot long stick with a knife, like a long knife on the end.
Thing about the incorrect quote memes with the beer
Oh.
nap on the stick. Oh, I don't remember it specifically. I have one of those. Tell me the damage,
So first hit's gonna be 8.
which is reduced to 5.
Second one's gonna be 14.
14 reduced to 11.
Oh, that's
Thanks
from
to my
your yeah. Thanks
Okay,
to the
miss.
heavy armor.
Heavy armor.
And then the last guy, who was kind of just spraying away, he's gonna try again. See who he's shooting at. That's gonna be Lamine. Second shot's gonna go at Yasha. Third shot's at Lamine. So 2 at Lamine, 1 at Yasha. So 1 hits, and then on Yasha, it's a crit. Lovely.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't use my reaction, so I will use my somehow, I don't know how, I will reduce the damage of that.
The crit.
Yeah.
I'm also using my reaction to reduce the damage of it.
All right, you can do it.
You can double reduction. Lovely. So wait, is it half and then half then, or
Flat
is it-
reduction.
Still, deflect missiles is a flat value, so
oh, so you put
So-
up Okay, so let me just do the damage on you, Lamine. I said
Yeah,
1 hit,
I'll
so
accept it.
bam. That's good because these fucking things hurt. Yeah, you're gonna take 20 damage as you
20
get
reduced to
as you get
17.
beamed with a bullet, comes at you really quickly in a flash of blue. Actually, the bolt itself is just a blue light that just smacks you, and then
Ow.
Yasha.
These D20s are my concentration checks, by the way.
Okay. How much are you guys reducing this damage by?
20
it's gonna
apparently.
be-
20.
Oh, Jesus, 20 damage. Okay.
Your combination blocks it by 20. And I would also like to spend a chi point to reflect it back at him.
Okay. Well, before
I
the
think-
20, it's 34 damage that was gonna come at you.
Okay, never mind.
But it gets reduced down to
Well,
14.
It has to
Yeah.
be reduced to 0. Okay, so I'll take 14 damage.
Yeah. It's you turned a 34 damage crit into a 14 damage crit.
Yeah.
Just, but still pretty good.
Yep.
I,
And then comes back around to Yasha.
Alright, I'm gonna lay into this fucker next to me.
All right.
when it comes to my turn, I'm gonna go after that dude that's shooting at us because I don't want to get shot anymore.
Yeah, these guys hurt.
I already got shot.
All right, buddy.
I assume that
Oh, okay.
anything but was it anything above 16 is gonna hit.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna do some mental math.
That's an 18.
It's all gymnastics.
6 damage. It's all gymnastics with you people.
Oh my god, these numbers.
They're getting a little crazy.
They're a bit funky because like there's 220s from advantage, but yeah, there are some
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
We're
There's
crunching
still a lot of
the-
nonsense happening.
There's a lot of shenanigans happening.
When you get these many modifiers.
Yeah.
That's been a cheap point to amp it.
I have been rolling for concentration, by the way.
Okay.
I'm fine.
All right.
It's
That's for your blessed, yeah? Or based?
Yep.
Based.
Roll to stay based.
We are still based.
We're if we were not all so based.
Hmm.
More. If you like math, you should play monk.
I'm not a fan of it,
Sorry,
but...
As I'm trying to crunch the numbers as fast as I can.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Later on, I started using a lot of math with the fighter. And little fighters are also kind of.
Yeah, I know. Fighter's also pretty nutty.
They get pretty crunchy.
All right, so let's see. Total. Oh God. All right, so it starts here. So
Yeah, keep it
does slashing and bludgeoning have like? Does that matter?
there. For these guys,
Yeah.
you-
I can like I can differentiate the damage for you if necessary.
not necessarily. It's just whether you're using a weapon or your hands. Because you guys,
yeah.
yeah. Small reminder, forgot to mention, you guys are in the bounded field, so.
Yeah. Okay, so the first two, mine's alternates. So that's what makes it a little difficult.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll split it for you then.
Hmm.
This is from the polearm, so I'm just gonna put this in roll channel and keep it simple.
Okay.
And then
So 20 off the polearm, and then the damage 17 off fist.
which
Okay.
also applies to earlier. If you just knocked everything down earlier, yeah, half that damage is fist damage.
Okay. So that's gonna come out to
27.
37 total, but it's 27 if you
yeah,
count bounded field.
27 because of the bounded field, which is enough to knock his ass out.
Good. I don't have to worry about attack opportunity. There's still some. They're in the walls.
They're in the
Now
walls.
Now we're on the walls. Now I just need to I need to replace the blade of this spear with what's it, the boundary breaking armaments.
Yeah, the stuff that doesn't get affected by that bounded field nonsense.
Oh shit.
The
Yeah,
Take their weapons.
we can. They do have spears.
They've got spears. They've got guns.
But as it goes without saying, if Tetsu guards see us out in the open with this stuff, I don't think they're gonna be too plussed about it.
Yeah. In fact, Lamine, why don't you make a quick perception check on these ghosts? Well, all right then. It's fairly apparent that these blades look
20,
very.
damn.
These guys are carrying very distinctly colored blades on their on them. The spears that you kind of notice that these guys are carrying have a distinct blue tinge to them, so much similar to the one that you saw on Jin's katana, in fact. And you've kind of noticed that the material is on a number of these blades that you've come across from a multitude of swordsmen, including Date. Date has a blade that's kind of got a blue tinge, because you've seen Date fight. His sword has a slight blue tinge to it as well. It's distinct, but it doesn't stand out to where it's like very easy to notice. But yeah, these slayers, these Tetsu slayers have almost like a slight cyan blue tinge to them.
Okay.
Yasha knows about the durability of these guys, right? These things just don't fucking die, kind of thing.
Oh, these dudes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since the last attacks were made with fist, is it possible to have it? I would like the last fist attack to be lethal. Yasha going for murder.
Coup de grace.
Of sorts.
Sure.
It just basically he's not aiming to keep him on. He's like going for like. He recalls that they are very tough to kill, and even if he doesn't like it, And Lamine may not approve it. He seems it prudent to, put them down.
Kill them.
So I don't know. What would an assassin think be to do? I don't know. He drives his fingers through their throat or something. I don't know.
Yeah. They would probably crush their windpipe.
crunching someone's throat, like breaking their throat,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
gonna do something for sure.
But
Crush their windpipe. Oh, if you're trained to use your fist properly and you know your placement, you could probably stop their heart with a precise blow to it, like a heart-stopping punch.
I want it to be adequately assassin flavored, so
Those would probably be the two
he
most
puts-
go-to.
Yeah.
Gouging their eyes out.
No, he's not that brutal. Like I said, I think he just he makes his hand into a, like a knife shape, and he just drives it right through their throat. Because
Yeah.
he has that chi energy to pierce through.
Yeah, crushing their throat, or break. Oh, or
he-
snapping their ribs so that it impales their lungs. That could also do it.
Oh no, it seems like those Asian assassins. His hand just goes straight through the neck, like a knife.
Oh, okay, yeah. Slice it like a scalpel.
Or you just go right through it. Just gently insert the hand.
Just decapitate them with your hand. Easy.
A gentle shank.
A gentle shivering. I give him a gentle shivering with my hand shaped into a blade.
Alrighty. Is that gonna be an attack, or
That's
is
the end of
this
my
what
turn.
Okay. You
Uh,
just-
Since you said I knocked him out, right? So like that would just
Yeah.
be he knock out with the intent of killing, I suppose. Would be
so
the best way
instead
to
of
put it.
a knockout, this guy just is fucking sliced.
There.
Yeah, kill him.
Uh,
Alright.
Sorry, Tessa. There's blood on your carpet. I'm sorry.
My man's bleeding on the floor
I'm
here.
sorry.
As
I'm sorry.
yeah, he got blood on the floor. Lovely.
there was a whole. I mean, that dude barely has a throat anymore. You shoved a hand through his neck.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Yasha's hands are not very big, but yeah, there's a lot of blood everywhere.
Oh
necks
boy.
aren't that. Most necks aren't that big either.
Man, Morden's gonna have a fun story to catch up on.
Yeah.
Yasha's grimacing, not because of the blood, but because he's like, I'm sorry, Tessa. I'm sorry.
I
I'm getting
made a
blood on your
mess.
floor.
I made a mess.
Literally killed a man. More worried about the mess he's making.
Alrighty. I
Yasha
think
got that pain look like.
well,
Now there's
circles
one
back to
fucker
Tessa. Tessa, what she do?
Probably heal her boy.
Well, it's gonna be affecting all y'all. So even if you are not harmed,
A bit of healing sounds good.
Healing. I mean, that's true. I am actually hurt.
yeah,
Healing sounds good right now.
lovely. Everyone will heal 13 HP
Hooray!
as she quickly switches the dial on her little glove, and instead of a blue mist, it's a green mist that envelops you guys. As she
And
gives
now
a very
it's shiny.
distinct and uncomfortable look as she watches Yasha just run his hand through this attacker's throat and bleeds out on her nice carpet.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yasha also has that look on his face like, oh god, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
When
Really
you're
apologetic about his actions.
when you're in the middle of like killing someone, but you're also being very awkward about it
Bleeding
because
your
they're
life.
bleeding all over the stuff.
Oh god.
Oh
sorry
god,
about
you're
this.
I'm
Oh, God.
sorry.
I'll clean it up later. I
Fuck.
promise.
Oh fuck. Oh Jesus.
I'll get you a new carpet. Oh god. Oh fuck.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
shot Marvin.
Oh my god.
Same energy. Just, oh god, I shot Marvin.
Oh god, I shot Marvin.
Just so awkward. But yeah. God. There's one fucker in the wall somewhere. I think. Unless he left, but
Top of turn. It's Vico.
I really
He's
hope he comes
gonna push up. to attack. What's his name? The last ghost that's in the room. He is gonna set off a reaction, and from the window, it's the other guy. The other ghost is in a neighboring building, aimed down
shit.
sights. And as soon as Vico moves, he opens up, and is gonna just kind of burst. So. Wow. Well, in any case, to put it plainly, I'm just gonna write this off as Vico in a split moment kind of catches notice of the silhouette on the neighboring building, focused and watching him, and as he's about to make this make this small charge towards the other guy, he stops, pivots, changes direction, and then just sort of ducks and rolls forward as a small hail of bullets just flies into your guys' room as it attempts to just hit him, and he just completely ducks all the shots.
Oh my god, the corpse of Brosnov is doing things.
The man is at it. And then
He's
he's
at
just gonna make his attacks. He lands 2 of his hits. Wait. He's still based. Oh wait, no, that's way too fucking low. I think that's a 4. It's not gonna hit.
Oh no, Oh no!
8. And then 13. And yeah, he's gonna take that. Cool. So he's at 21 damage. Lamine! It's just the shooter left.
Well,
The
the
one
shooter
in-
left in this room.
Yep. Yeah, it's just the shooter left in the room. The other guy's on the building next door.
That person's gun is also suppressed, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, they all have the same equipment. They've all got spears, and they've all got the suppressed guns.
Well, as much as I might like to bring out the cannon, I'm gonna try and keep things quiet for the moment. All right, I'll just roll up to the this last person then. I will retrieve my sword from wherever it was. I will not actually be using it. I will be mainly using it for flavor, I guess. For my hand-to-hand.
Okay. Just so you know, since you do move, shooter at the window is gonna try and get you.
That is okay.
He got Overwatch.
Alright.
You are AC 17, yes?
Correct.
He's gonna bean you with 1. Puts the beans on it.
Beans on him.
It's only gonna be a whopping 17.
Reduced to 14.
Yep. So another spray of rounds flies into the room, and some of them make contact with you and plink off your armor or cut to the sides of you. But yeah, you move on up towards the other guy.
Okay. Okay. Maybe not actually. That dude's gonna be a pain. Is that ghost literally across an alleyway?
Yeah, he's on another building, just across. Yeah, he's gonna be on another building. No. He's gonna be 15 feet. He's the next building over. It's not a very big gap between the 2 buildings. but it's a low roof. Like the roof is like window level. That's where he's seeing you.
So. What I'm hearing is I can jump to him.
You could try to jump to him. You
I
want
long
to try
jump
and
to 17.
well, go for it.
If I get a running, if I have a running start, she can just jump 17 feet.
Alrighty. We'll need to still
like-
make an acro check because you are jumping, from a window basically.
Athletics.
Or athletics. I would think acro is more for making jumps, whereas athletics is more for like climbing, wouldn't it?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Acrobatics is like balance. Athletics. I mean, there's, depends, I guess, on how you're doing it.
You really. I think it just comes down to an Olympian versus a gymnast
Okay.
in terms of things. Where a gymnast might like bounce their way over to something, while an Olympian will just straight up use their well-earned muscles to just fling themselves in that direction.
Okay.
Start yeeting myself around.
Yeah, Olympians yeet themselves, gymnasts bounce. I think that's like the best way to put it.
Exactly how far up are we?
How far
Beforehand?
up? You are well, you're on the 3rd floor. Because the 2nd and bottom floor are empty basically. So he would be on the rooftop of a 2-story building.
Okay. I really want to.
Do it.
Well, that can happen. I just have to climb up to him then, I guess.
Yeah.
They just don't goof
I
and
can make this better.
trip.
Hmm?
I mean, there's no other way for me to really get to him. It would probably be better for Yasha to get to him, but whatever.
Yasha over there. I mean, you could go and get him if you want.
Yeah. You gotta do what you want to do. What do you think
I
Lamine
want-
would do?
Lamine wants to yeet to him, so I'll
Do it.
Do that?
21 for my athletics.
You got it.
Ah, not too
So-
shabby.
You kind of turn as you
Jumps off the balcony.
Yep. You kind of notice as you're struck with a small hail of hot bullets at you, and catch sight of the silhouette with its weapon trained at the window, pointing towards you guys. And you basically make a straight line for the window, and without skipping a beat, you are able to just sprint, break through. That window was closed, by the way, so you crashed through that window.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
However,
Tessa.
that does not stop you as you fly
As I'm running
straight.
towards Bruno, I'm like, I'll pay for this later, Tess, I promise. Crash.
Fly straight through. I mean, the thing already had holes in it from him spraying you guys.
He helped me.
But we just took it from a repair job to replace.
This went from when we can maybe patch those holes to we're gonna need a new window.
We need to get probably a new frame while we're at it.
Yeah, as
Fuck.
you crash through this window, your armor's gonna ignore it, so it's gonna be like, yeah, take like D4 scratch from, being scratched by the
Last,
window.
but then it's just like wearing
it's like
armor.
you're wearing armor. You're fine as you protect your face and then open your hands up to just grab at the ledge and quickly, like, you're pretty much at like waist height at this ledge as you stick the landing and you carry yourself forward into the momentum and just roll onto the roof, and you're right on top of him now.
Hello. That wasn't very nice.
Yep. And
Um,
this guy doesn't
Makes
really
horrific
make any sound or
noises.
any reactions, there is like a slight sort of it almost looks like there's a bit of surprise in his reaction as he kind of looks up at you like, you're right in front of me. as he sort of
Oh,
looks
fuck.
his head up because he's kind of like crouched and like pointed, and then he's like looks up at you and is like, oh.
Oh. Um. Headlock time. I will try and put him into a headlock.
Grab.
Yep. Another grapple.
Go for it.
Yeah. 12 again.
The mean is trying, but these things are slippery.
Yeah.
No, could be
What is
nicer
that?
too. But, you know.
What is that? 9? I hate this die. It's hard to tell.
Roll.
It's a thing.
Okay, yeah, he passes, but only barely.
That's okay.
He almost got him because he's surprised.
Really,
But
I'm gonna
you know,
for it again. I really don't want him to just.
but-
I want to try and get him down.
Don't let him get away.
Let's higher. I will be using both mine on. My second attack will also be a grapple attempt.
Okay, go for it.
It's a 14.
He slips away.
2.
Slippery buggers.
Uh,
As you tussle.
Okay. I'm gonna healing word myself.
Sounds good.
That's my turn.
Alrighty then. It is the ghost's turn. And the one that you jumped is he's gonna attack. And he's gonna just quickly draw his spear and attempt to just
Fuck
poke
you
you with
want.
it.
The hell he won't.
Oof. He's gonna hurt a lot. He landed all of his hits.
Okay.
Oof.
I'll do this in order.
Surprised but not out.
So 8,
Okay.
14, and then 12. So 8, 14, 12.
Ouchies. Okay.
What a fucker.
What else?
Someone should do something about that.
Yep.
That's why I jumped to try to.
Teach that person a lesson.
And then the other ghost that's being jumped on by frickin' Vico is going to just he's gonna swap to his spear and he's gonna full attack on Vico. And no crits, but also just a full round of hits. Jesus. Alright, these guys are fighting fiercer now that their buddy is down.
They saw Yasha put his hand. He was started like, oh, okay, we can't.
Okay, we're not
They're like,
fucking
oh,
around.
these guys are. These guys mean fucking business.
Okay, we came here to do a little trolling, but now I guess we have to be real this time.
I guess we're fighting for our lives now. Actually fighting for our lives. You know, you go in. What's it? It's like the ghost unit. I mean, how often do they go around to find someone who fights like on their level? So they're probably like, oh, this maybe not easy, but they're like, oh, we got this in the bag.
Yeah, these city
then
side chumps
some
are nothing,
fucking-
and then this guy just fucking impales his hand through their buddy.
Yeah,
They're like, okay, never mind.
There's some 5'6" fucking runt goes and shoves his hand through a neck, and it's just like, oh, okay, this is how it is. All right, all right.
So that's how we're gonna do this. Okay, buddy, pal. Yeesh. Anyways,
Would you say it's the sheesh moment?
No.
Yeah,
And
good,
that
because
was-
I wouldn't want it to be that.
He does deliver a whopping 30 damage to Vico, though. Jesus. As he just
Laid into the dude.
full round hits the guy.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
Damn, son. Fun this.
Anyways, yep, Yasha.
Just as a test, I'd like to pick up the spear. What is the damage characteristic of their spear? As I pick it up.
Their spears are D10.
Oh, they're just the same as mine. Okay, yeah.
they're a D10 spear, but they come with the
I-
quality that they can, they're
Yeah,
not bounded.
just to test it out, Yasha, kicks up the spear into his hands and puts away his spear, and we'll try to use it on the other guy
All
that's
right.
in the house currently.
Yep. Poke him.
Poke him with his budded spear.
Poke him with the
Um,
spear.
Still based, no advantage, right?
No, because you took the healing power this time.
Yeah, no advantage, but base.
Okay. 14 does not hit, I think. And then second swing. The fuck, 7d4? No. That hits.
Yeah.
So that's okay, and then 2 more. Okay. Does not. Okay, so a total of 15 damage using
15.
and Yasha's using the blue spear.
So this thing is doing his full damage. Okay.
And that's me.
All right. And then it's gonna go back to Tessa. Tessa, what do?
Panic.
Do we want healing or?
I'm happy with anything.
You won't be in
Debuffing.
range, Lamine. Did you want to do
Okay.
attempt a debuff?
Yeah,
I guess.
Why not? Go for the full set.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've gone
This'll-
through healing advantage. Why not debuff?
This will only be for the guy that's in the room, and it's a skill check for him. But
If that's the case, can we just go for advantage then, since it's only me?
Go for the advantage. All right.
Yeah. This will come in handy if I need to help Lamine.
He's going to grant. She's going to grant advantage to you and Vico.
All right.
All right. And it comes back to Vico, who's going to just full force attack him.
Wail into him.
Ooh, he's going to land one crit.
Oh.
He's just gonna
He didn't
land
like
a one
getting hit.
crit and one crit, one hit. Oh wait, no, these were advantage.
Yeah. Re-roll them.
So So I know I got one crit. So let me roll the other.
Vico is upset.
Vico's mad. So
Oh, he
that's
pissed.
gonna be missed. That's another miss, and then. Okay, that's gonna be hit. So he's gonna have 3 hits. 3 hits, one of them being a crit. However, in response to the crit, he's gonna do his weird warping, and Vico is basically gonna go for a real nasty jugular strike, and the guy literally will almost do a half pirouette, and then his neck is gonna do a real weird angle, almost like his head is going almost behind his shoulder. That level of stretch as he moves away from the dangerous strike. So he's only going to land the 2 normal hits. Which will do a total of 21 damage. Cool.
That's
Oh,
still
and he
some
gets a
good
swing back
damage.
with his little weird dodge. Which he misses.
You miss.
Alright, Lamine, you've got one of these goofballs on top of you, or you're on top of them.
Punch time.
Get him!
You gotta mulch him.
Pulp him.
Yeah, we love our pulping.
Pain.
19.
19 will
Pain.
hit. Hey, Shadow.
And 7.
3 hydrates. Calm down there, Shadow. Holy crap.
I'm just
You're gonna have to
roll.
start chugging. Just like.
Alright. Well, I got
I'm gonna roll.
my.
I'm gonna roll these together because it's 2 hits. So it's 8 plus.
Let me just do my 3 hydrates.
You gotta chug, and then that's what Shadow redeems like 4 more.
No! I'm gonna put a cap on that if that's the case.
People just start like loading up on hydrate. You gotta drink a gallon, boss.
Bruh, it's 100 points. Pick something else.
Okay, that is 31 damage from the 2 punches.
Holy
punches.
heck. 31 damage.
Don't-
Fueled by divine strength. Yep.
Alright, well, you freaking end this guy.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, what was
I'm-
your first, because those are from 2 separate hits, yeah?
It would have been 2, 8, 5. 19 on the first.
Okay.
Which 19 and then 4, 5, 8, 4, 12. 19 and 12.
Okay, yeah, he wasn't gonna make it.
No,
He was already fucked up by Vico. The first hit was more than enough to kill him.
Okay. The first divinely fueled unarmed strike is going to be a kicking out his knee. And he goes down onto his other knee. I'm going to just reach down, put him into a headlock, and pull up to snap his neck.
Yep.
Get that Raider execution.
Yep.
Drop him like a sack of potatoes.
He drops like a bag. His body kind of does a weird, like, involuntary twitch for a moment, and then just is dead.
Yeesh.
It's
Oh,
almost
God.
like almost insectoid the way
really
he
dead?
like you know how
Yeah,
like when spiders
twitches a
like
bit,
curl up their legs
over.
and they like twitch, or like some insects when they like get like partly squished, but then they're like still kind of like doing their like little last gasp, and then they just stop. That's kind of what this guy does.
So weird.
They're not human no more. They're hardly human.
Mm,
Yeah. If even like half what we suspect about them is true, yeah, there's not really much of a person left anymore. Not true.
I kind of feel bad. Mordrin said he was gonna do a thing with trying to read their minds, but ain't going to be much to read.
Yeah, I
No.
was gonna say. I think it's safe to say there's nothing really much to read except maybe Garble or their current directive.
Yeah, I'll pretty much preface after combat what Mordrin would be able to glean from this, even if he was like out of action.
Yeah, I mean we could tell them that. We could just tell Mortar next time what happened.
Yep.
That will be my turn though. The 10 is me doing another healing word on myself.
Okay. The last guy, the only guy left, is going to do exactly what you expect. He's going to make a reactionary swipe at Yasha, actually. And he misses, and then he, disengages by phasing through the wall.
I would like to riposte that attack though, before
Go
he
for
does. Make an attempt to riposte attack. What do I add?
Strike back his reactionary swing. That's going to hit.
Is that my result? Oh, it's just weird to me because my result came on top of my input, so it's just like, is
Oh.
that my result?
Well,
Okay,
you
that's-
rolled at
that's not-
22.
Okay, so and no, that's not correct. Then I'm gonna do this. That's okay. Put my back into this one. 12 damage.
Alright, you hit him pretty well.
As he whoops.
As he whoop. It is actually going to be just enough, because Vika wailed on him earlier. Yep. So as he starts to phase through, he does his little swipe to try and get away from you, and you see him start phasing out through the doorway. Because the door's right behind him. You kind of just like push through, or you know what? You've been on a streak of damaging things, so as you see him sort of phase through the door, you just kind of run your spear straight through the door, and you catch him on the way out. So there's a hole in the door, but you got him.
At this point, that's kind of like we're already have to replace a window. Why not make it a door too?
There's a window, a door, the carpet.
We need to get a deep clean
Well,
of that carpet.
It's more of a riposte, so I Elden Ring riposte him through the door.
Ah.
Yeah, because it's very specifically if they fail an attack, so it's the Elden Ring riposte, and then the door explodes like it's Elden Ring. Where you just like barely touch, where it's like you barely touch it and it just like detonates.
Yep. So his hazardous hazard swing ends up becoming a liability rather than an attempt to keep you away. It ends up creating an opening as he starts to phase through, and okay, so instead of catching him on the other side of the door, you just catch him before he even phases, and you just run him through and put a hole through him and the door.
Yeah. And then once again, Nessa's like, sorry, Tessa. Sorry.
Tessa's just like, why all this? She's just like, I knew this is the kind of shit I was signing myself up
apologetic,
for.
but still.
I will be right back to get some water while Lamine figures out how the fuck to get herself down from where she is.
Just stands there. It's like does that thing where you put your hands on your hip and you're like, well.
Well,
Alright, where's the ladder?
There is one thing I've learned from Elden Ring. Try jumping.
What?
Try jumping.
Oh yeah, try jumping. See a glowing mess. Try jumping. Sure, checks
It's
out.
like pointing off the edge of a fucking cliff. Try jumping.
Points it down. The point down off the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a beard.
Oh. But that Yasha is going to apologize profusely to Tessa.
Tessa is a mix of upset and very shaken up. Like, she's very shaky at the whole thing, because she's just like, holy fucking shit. I just got attacked. I almost died. There's blood in my room. Or there's a bleeding man in my house. And
Yasha will attempt to, and probably very poorly, stop the bleeding of the man on the carpet. Like, oh fuck, oh jeez.
Viko is in no good condition right now, even with the healing. Because he's pretty messed up too. The man's got several holes in him, but he's okay, because he's just like, this is normal for him. He doesn't mind getting fucked up a bit.
Right.
And is currently just kind of calmly walks over to go and calm Tessa down and sort of help her out.
Right.
And,
understandably.
Yeah. And, Tessa's just, very clearly upset about the whole ordeal.
Understandably.
But,
in the meantime, Yasha will patrol the room and kind of, lean into his blind sense to see if there's anyone else in the walls. Because whatever the fuck that shit is.
Whatever the hell that fucking business was with the fucking phasing.
Yeah, he'll figure that out in a bit, but right now he's... Check the dead... Actually, first order of business, quickly check the walls to see if there's anything in them.
Well,
with a bit of blind sense.
You kind of, with your awareness now, full alert, you scout around the rooms and look around the immediate areas, and you sense that there is no one else.
Okay.
So it feels safe to presume that the 3 guys that you just fought and killed were all that was thrown your way.
I do want to first I mean, whenever you can get back to it. I do want to basically check over the person I took care of, see what they got on them.
Alright.
Take their weapons and put them in the bag of holding eventually. I mean, I'll retrieve the weapon.
Yep. So you're able to kind of figure that, yep, you got 3 guns and pretty much enough ammo for not a long time, but decent time if it's one guy using it, and 3 spears between the 3 of them.
Out of curiosity, Yasha wants to check out their what they're wearing, if that's any part of their abilities or if it's innate.
Yeah, since they're fucking dead, you can get a very distinct look at each of them. And, go ahead and roll a perception check for the both of you as you're looking over their stuff.
Perception. An 18, not too shabby.
Okay, and then Lamine for yours, since you're also kind of looking through their personal effects. 23. All right, cool. So the 2 of you kind of look over each of the bodies of these operators and kind of notice that they're very uniform in their look. I'm presuming you don't really mess with them too much other than like take whatever's on their person immediately.
Yeah, not too much.
More or
I will
less.
be checking pockets and pouches and things though. I'm not like stripping them,
I
but
think
I'm kind of.
Yasha will be stripping one of them actually, because he's just like, what the fuck?
We'll be kind of taking
Curiosity.
off their stuff. So
They look normal underneath.
Yeah, I know. That's Yasha's most predominant thoughts. Like, are they still human? Takes clothes off.
let me go ahead and go into the details then. So as you kind of glean over their equipment, at a glance from what you see, it looks like it's a fairly heavily padded, almost like a cloth-like fabric on them, with some sort of plating that's kind of woven underneath it. Like it's almost like there's like, it's not really a metallic, but it's something really solid. That's sort of like woven. I would say it might be metallic, but like the way it's woven in, it doesn't clink. Like
well woven metal armor.
Yeah.
Well woven plates.
Yeah, and the plates are dispersed in such a way where they don't clink and they don't make a noise. And the clothing itself is like really, it looks like it's like really, really hot clothing. However, as you're kind of like, sort of like, you're touching their effects and you're touching them, their bodies are, they're as cool as their room temperature. And that's not just because they're like, fresh dead. Like they kind of have this room temperature.
Well, if you're fresh dead, you'd still be kind of warm. So
yeah, you'd still be kind of warm.
Happening.
So yeah, head to toe, they're like just covered in this cloth. Their boots have also this cloth sort of wrapped around their ankles, and it has the bottom end has a particular like shape used to look like it's for like it looks like it's a very tactile kind of shoe. Like it's very good at like hugging and gripping things. Not so much like a hand, but like if they were kind of scaling stuff. And to complement this whole setup is this large, well, I wouldn't say large, but it's this like sleek metallic harness that's gone around their entire body from head to toe, with various like metal parts, some tubes, and some little, I wouldn't say wires per se, but like there's some like wiring that's kind of all over the place, that's kind of connected to a little like, I guess it would be like a central piece that's like sits just below their armor plating on their chest, like near their abdomen. And you notice that every part along the way, that this like harness, it's almost like an exosuit, but it's very slim. And there's something that's kind of attached to each point on the body. So towards the feet and the hands, there's like little claw-like appendages to help sort of grip onto parts. Around the elbows and the knees, there's some kind of device on them. And then closer towards the torso and head, there is another sort of device that's sort of like connecting to them. Closer to the head, there looks like what appears to be like a pair of tubes that kind of run up along the neck and into underneath their face thing, which is also concealed. Like their face is completely concealed by this like heavy padded cloth, and you like tap their face, and it feels like another metal plate like over the front of the face.
Whoa.
So these
Weird.
guys essentially can't really see you guys, or not like if you were to wear
Not
this.
traditionally, anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't look like these guys could really see you. So Yasha, you start to take off some of the clothes on these guys, and surely enough, they are humanoid. They are humans. There's a human. There's a human. There's an orc. One's a half elf. So just they're regular dudes. And you can see what's going on underneath that little mask piece.
Oh yeah.
They've
What the fuck
got.
are these things?
So you can see a bit more of this harness. So there is kind of like going on beneath them. It's almost like a face mask, almost like a breathing apparatus. And the tubes are feeding into this breathing apparatus for them that's covering over their faces.
Oh, that's weird. Sniffs the breathing apparatus. Is this oxygen they're breathing?
It's
Is there a...
Hmm?
Can I go looking for like a canister or something? Like one of... I don't know.
Oh, like on
yeah,
the
test the
person?
can.
I like to try and follow those tubes
Tubes?
that go into the like breathing tubes. I want to see where they come from on their clothing.
Yeah, with the high enough roll, I'll just give it to you, but there is dotted around the torso towards the front, side, and back are very small canisters that all have like interconnecting tubes that all reach a pair of large tubes that kind of go into and out of this mask. So it snakes along like closer towards the waist and the stomach area, and they're like really concealed. Like they're like almost the size of like a flask, essentially, each of them, and they're shaped to go with the body.
God, I'm so sorry. I mean, I really enjoy the description, but my dumbass brain just thinks of that stupid meme picture where the guys had like tubes coming out of their ass and into their mouth.
Jesus
So they're just
Christ!
breathing their own, so they're just like breathing their own farts.
No,
I understand what you said, but my meme ass brain is just like, yeah, they're sniffing their own farts. That's how they live.
Great,
No, that's not how it is.
great, thanks. You've memed on my ghost operatives.
We don't talk about the ones that sniff their farts. But anyway. Oh, that's fucking wild though. Weird.
Yeah. So yeah, it's several canisters. They look almost like pretty much like any normal like flasks. Like they're shaped in a way to the curvature of the body, and they are all shaped. They're all very small, but there's a number of them that kind of dot along parts of the body that's closer to the torso and like towards the waist.
Yasha, well, as I said earlier, Yasha does like kind of sniff the tube though, like the oxygen tubes. Like, well, is this oxygen? Are they breathing air? So he kind of sniffs it, just trying to discern something.
It's air, but it's also a mix of something else in there.
Oh,
you
it just
kind
smells
of
funny. If it smells funny, he's like, ugh.
yeah. You get a smell of it, and you're like, oh, like you retch quick, like briefly. You're like, oh god. Like it's not like
Yasha will have no problem with that.
yeah,
So
it's not like a bad smell, but it's like it's just you just didn't expect like anything other than like you're smelling something that isn't air, like normal oxygen.
Yasha retches, but thankfully does not throw up and add to the list of problems in Tessa's house.
Oh yeah, you also vomit on the floor. No, you
You just
vomit on the couch.
You just you vomit on the floor. Strangely, not anywhere near the blood pool, so you made it even more mess.
You've made things worse now. Thank you. Just add to the bill.
Oh God. But yeah, I, well, now's not the time to bother Tessa with this stuff, because she literally just is kind of recovering from being, pseudo assassinated. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna bother with it in a bit. But for now, Yasha takes the strip clothes and just kind of looks at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Another important detail I'll also add. I guess it's kind of important, but since you rolled high enough, I'd say.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that this is like a human, a half-elf, and an orc, something particularly interesting about them is that they all have a very similar, there's just a similar, almost uniformity to the way their faces look, which is kind of a little uncanny. It's just like,
I was gonna say disconcerting.
yeah, it's like their faces are a little, they're a little,
Too similar despite being cross species.
yeah, they have, it's almost like they're, not so much like the genetics part, but like, the way that their eyebrows are like, kind of like, particularly like, shaped out, like it looks like someone went through the trouble of like shaping their eyebrows, any like facial hair is gone, and like the hair on their head is cut pretty short, but not like shaven, but it's like very short and very similar looking.
I see. So it kind of looks like someone went out of their way to make them look uniform. Look very uniform.
If it weren't for the fact that you can clearly tell apart that one's an orc, one's an elf, or one's a half elf and one's a human, you would kind of almost argue that they'd be the same person, or at least like uncannily identical. But
as for that,
it's
are
very
they all the same
uncanny
height?
on them. They're fairly close to the same height.
Stranger.
It's obvious that
I'm pretty sure.
It's also hard to gauge when they're all dead and one's fucking bleeding all over the place.
Yeah.
But they're about similar height. Which is to say they're fairly close to your height, Yasha. They're not very tall.
Oh.
Extensive surgery on them to make them similar.
Why the hell would you do that? That's weird. I know as a player why you would do that. Yasha's just like, what the fuck? Any other effects on them besides these spears and these clothing?
Make a perception, Yasha.
Okay. Perception, don't fail me now.
I can always give assistance too.
For this one,
It did not fail me. You're at 22.
Perfect.
It did not fail me.
Let's see. There's no distinction of... Nothing really more to add to that other than... Oh yeah, there's a couple things actually. And to top off with what I'll give you. So something you notice from kind of looking over parts of the harness is that the harness is the parts where it's like closer to like the knees and elbows, like the joints, is emanating a very cool, really cool air, almost like a mist, almost like a little mist that's like spraying onto their body.
Checks into it.
Yeah. So
it's like this is very reminiscent of a certain product.
Oh yes.
It's like oh yes. Yeah. Josh is just like this is something I know. I know this.
So something you kind of notice is that it's the mist is like kind of like the as you kind of get a feel for it, it's giving various like degrees of cold and even at some points like warm, warm air kind of like, or warm like mist kind of spritzing the, well, spritzing the body now. But you
Yeah.
kind of come to the conclusion that it's basically kind of messing with the body's temperature, or at least its outward temperature, which is why it's giving off this very room temperature, sort of cold, I guess.
Huh.
On top of that, you kind of notice that there's on their torso part of with the device, there is some kind of other device on it. Like there's another little distinct piece on the device, and you kind of mess around with it, and as you sort of tap on it, you kind of notice that you're not really. There's no noise as you're like touching the material. Like it's not. It's like muting. It's like muting your taps and your touches. So it's kind of giving off this effect, like it's almost like it's like, to kind of put it in a way, in a very roundabout way, it's giving off like a tiny zone of silence that's like on parts of their body, essentially, which is kind of lending to their muted their muted approach.
Yasha showing this off to Lumine like, yo, check this out. Like, what? What is this? So they have little zones of silence, some tubes. It's fucking wild.
Yep. The last thing you kind of look over as you're kind of looking at their faces, you kind of give another glance at it, and while it looks like there's an attempt to keep them look uniform, a second cursory check kind of makes it, kind of confirms or kind of incurs more of a doubt that it's anything too deep and surgical, because you kind of start to notice that there's other distinctions that make these guys kind of look different that you weren't able to really catch at a glance beforehand. Like like the orcs got a kind of a sort of a rounder cheek to the other guys. The elf definitely has a much more pronounced brow. And then the human himself has his face is a little more gaunt than the other two. But that aside, they do look fairly similar. For some reason, it's kind of nagging you a little bit because there's a slight familiarity to their resemblance that kind of bugs you for a little bit, but then you're like, eh.
Then if that's the case, Yasha won't even bring it up, but he just looks at their faces for a moment before he's just like, weird. Strange. Some weird shit, my dude.
Yeah. But in any case, that's them ghosts.
In a fit of Yasha-ness, he's gonna try to put some of their clothes on.
I mean, it seems like
at the very least, he puts on a mask. He's like, "Look, Lamine, I'm a ghost."
It's almost impossible to see. Actually, it is impossible to see with the fact that you're using blind sense.
Yeah.
That's very nice, dear. Don't hurt yourself, please.
He bumps into the wall.
I just said don't hurt yourself.
Bump into the wall and knock over all of Tessa's fine china.
Stumbles
So
over
the
a chair.
Yeah, he trips over a chair. The chair breaks. A leg of the chair goes flying up in the air, hits the china cabinet. It tumbles over.
Yep.
Some of the fine china goes sailing through the air from the impact. Hits the ceiling fan. Ceiling fan detaches, falls.
Crushes. It crushes the fucking table. Launches like a shrapnel piece of the table flies out and knocks over like a super expensive painting that's hanging from the wall, which falls over and snaps in pieces.
And all this chaos happens, and like everyone in the room is totally fine. It's just the room is now like trash. Amazingly, everyone is fine. But I mean, Yasha does kind of stick by his plan. He starts collecting the clothes. He's like, I'm gonna try to put this on later.
I have a hope for fitting on Lamine, so you feel free to do that. If you need,
Yeah, I think only adjustments. No, it's mostly a Yasha thing.
Yeah,
He's he just collects the clothes. He's like, I'm gonna try to put these on. These are cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if there is any kind of like adjustments that they need to Lamine is definitely game to help.
Yeah.
Are you gonna also
this
try
is
and put him on?
Not right now. Not right.
I would probably need to like take 2 of the outfits and disassemble and put them back together.
Yeah.
They're like Yasha's. They're not even.
Yeah, something to kind of point out. They definitely look like they will easily fit Yasha. Yasha's a small lad.
Yeah, he's a small lad.
And these clothes are pretty tight fitting for these guys, so you might not be able to fit these clothes.
Yeah, Lamine isn't even gonna try. She looks at them as like maybe if she was like 17, she would have fit in them.
Yeah.
Actually, no, not even 17. If she was still a child, she could fit in them. But no.
She is definitely not that anymore.
No,
As Mordrin knows, she's a woman.
If this was 30 years ago, I might be able to fit into them. Yep. It's not 30 years ago.
Lamine has certain assets that may make things difficult.
Yeah, her arms.
Yeah, the muscular arms will definitely get in the way and will more than likely be very difficult to move around with. But yeah.
I stick the mask on Lamine. It's like, look at you. Believe this shit? Puts it on.
I couldn't even see you with those things.
Yeah, that's mostly the point he's trying to get across. But he's just like, look at this shit. Puts it on Lamine.
Man.
That's the issue. You can't.
I will arrange it so that I mean, I'm pretty sure I could still see. I don't think it fits over my head, but you know.
Oh.
It might be.
These masks are that big.
I don't think your head. I don't think Lamine's head is that big. Heads are kind of
sure
yeah. Well, yeah, you got me there.
Yasha's got that peanut-sized head.
These might not
it's
be
not that he's a
one
peanut
size.
head. He is the peanut.
Where's that? Peanut? We need that picture of Anya who's just turning into a peanut from Spy Family.
Oh God, peanut.
Peanut. I love that freaking picture. It's so terrifying.
Coming up, peanut. Jesus. But this is a later issue. Yasha's not going to go and strip and put clothes on, attempt to put clothes on in the presence of a poor, shocked Tessa and a damaged Vico. There's bigger problems here, so he neatly folds up the clothes and puts them away for now.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
I found it.
Oh God, peanut. Yasha right now just. But anyway,
you know what? Because I am.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Actually, not bloodied. I will just dump my remaining lay on hands into Vico, just in case. Vico gets 20.
24?
Yep.
Ooh. That's not gonna fully heal him, but that is a significant heal for him.
Yeah,
I
feels a lot better.
But
yeah. It definitely heals a lot. That's basically half the damage he took right there.
On a quicker note, is it possible to basically detach the? Actually, on a better question, actually, on the gun, the spearhead, when it's in gun form, is it visible? The spear part?
Yours?
Blade. Yeah.
No. It's so when you go into spear mode, you have to it basically
That's when out.
It slides out, yeah.
Switchblades out. It slides in, switchblades out, I imagine.
Yeah.
A combination of those. Okay. Is it possible to? I don't know. Pop the. I know the gun part is poppable, but it's just like looking at the spearheads. It's like, can I just pop this off?
Ooh.
with a
Wow.
bit of work.
You've never really worked on this before, since the gunsmith sold it to you, and he kind of knows the ins and outs
Yeah.
better. And he didn't really show you how to mess with it. So what I'll say is that you can make an intelligence check to...
Might be kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
Might be kind of scary.
This is probably more like take it.
Well,
you,
we have
you want to
we have
profess.
3 spearheads. Yeah, but it's Yasha. We have 3 spears, and I don't think anyone here uses spears. So, in his Yasha way, he's just be like, "Can I do this myself?"
So you're
And
gonna
he'll
need to
fucking-
make
he'll-
an intelligence check to detach each spear, because they are.
Well, he's just gonna
assembled
do
as-
1 for now.
Okay, so for every time you do one, you'll have to do that, and then you'll need an intelligence check to detach the current blade you're using on your thing. And then you'll need 1 more to attach the new blade. If that makes sense. So you will need a minimum of
7
3.
to take
Hmm?
a 7 to take off the other one.
You rolled a 7 to take
So,
off.
I
the other
mean,
one.
I guess one of these spears can still use one potentially.
It's one of the 3 spears.
You don't break it, but you definitely might if you flub it again. On that spear.
He'll try 1 more. Cause fuck it. He's trying his damnedest here. A 15.
Okay. You are able to detach the blue spear from the little spear handle.
Oh. I will attempt to detach the part from my gun. This was where I'll be a little much more careful. Hopefully. Hopefully. Ah, 6!
Nope. Alright, see what happens. Okay, you don't damage anything. You kind of freak out and you think that you might have damaged something. However, upon closer inspection, no. You just were doing something. You were doing something wrong, but you were able to catch it before you actually did any real damage.
I asked Mortar and Fred.
Mordrin, help! Oh yeah. While that's happening, whether or
wanna
not
check up on-
Mordrin will convey this, I'm just gonna say for simplicity's sake that he's gonna share at least the information on what he was able to glean during that fight, which is to say that these guys were. He was able to pick up on that. One of those guys was in fact one of the people that one of them was the ghost operative that Vico had a run-in with. And that they were originally tracking them, and then they spotted you guys with the green glass, and so they went from scouting to engage.
So
It doesn't-
it's so at the very least it looks like they didn't come here because they knew that Vico and Tessa live here and that they might have connections to anything. It's more like they followed us because we had the green gas.
They
Gas?
green glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they followed Vico home, and they weren't gonna actually do anything, and then they saw you guys had some interesting stuff.
And then that's when they decided to do stuff. I see.
And they're just like, okay.
It's important to convey this then to the Vico in them as well then.
However, Mordrin does feel that these guys didn't report this. They were just like, they were gonna go, and then they saw you guys, and they were like, okay, we need to go in first.
Good.
No,
that is something I was going to be asking Vico and Tessa
Yeah.
on their opinion on that.
They didn't
Something
report
I-
in.
That is something that has been on my mind since we started fighting them. It was like, okay,
Yeah.
Will they be telling their friends about this? Like, no, they didn't.
Well, now they're dead, so they can't tell anybody.
Yep.
For better or worse, they can't tell anybody.
I would like to be checking up on Vico and Tessa though, or like speaking to them.
Tessa is recovering, and she's gonna have herself a nice little time to calm down. But
Sorry,
Vico is more than available, as he's done kind of.
breaking your window again.
He's just like that's totally fine, and Tessa knows she understands that you guys didn't intentionally mean to break it.
I mean, I did intentionally break it, but it wasn't to break it. Be fair, but yeah. I'm definitely. I don't know how much that will be, but I'm not. We're not exactly worried about cash, so
Yeah.
whatever it takes to repair the damage.
Yasha begins cleaning up the apartment after attempting to self-do things.
Self-do things.
He might besiege Lamine for help, but I don't think Lamine can do it much better than he did.
This is
Yeah.
a job for prestidigitation, which I do not have.
Yeah.
Does Morgan even have it?
I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't think he does actually.
Well, what about mend?
Mend. I don't know if he has mend. I forget if he does or not.
You know what? Tessa has mend. Because I
That's
know
a very
I
useful
remember
thing for Tessa to have.
I remember distinctly back in the day she had mend, so she will mend things. And Vico kind of assures that they'll clean the place up.
Yasha is already in the process of cleaning up because he feels bad. He is already rolling up the carpet that was soaked in blood.
Does not have prestidigitation.
I like the exclamation. That's good. No. No. Wait.
Because Mordrin learned things. That's good. Horrible, horrible things.
Wonderfully horrible things.
He has one of its things that you can do is clean stuff, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Well, give Tessa some time.
it can't
And... No. Thank you, Mordrin. Give Tessa some time,
Yeah.
and she'll clean the place up. And Vico also mentions like, yeah, give her some time, and she'll fix up the mess.
What are we going to do about the body, though?
That's a good question. Looks at the naked bodies.
Vico's just like,
Roll.
well, it's not often I have to do this, but I do know how to get rid of these.
Wow.
We have, unfortunately, we have the carpet. The carpet's the carpet's ruined. I'm sorry.
No, that won't be necessary. And you're fine, Yasha. It's better. It's better that it turned out the way it did than things getting
Then us,
much worse.
better their blood on the carpet than ours.
Exactly. And their bodies on it than ours.
Yasha is still apologetic about it, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But Yasha's all ears. What do we do with these dead bodies?
Limit's part of this is going to be sweeping up whatever glass might be on the floor from her smashing through a window.
Well, thankfully, most of the glass is outside, not inside.
Yep, probably outside.
Yeah. The inside glass is gonna be from the bullets. You'll probably be cleaning up the bullets that are scattered around.
The glass outside is for outside people to deal with, though. It's fine.
Yeah. And for outside folks, they're gonna be all like, huh, glass. Okay. And then keep
Glass.
going.
Wild, crazy. Walks
Whoa,
around it.
bro! There's glass here. Good thing I brought some
Good thing I
decent
put my boots on
shoes.
today.
I think I
Walks
got
over it.
my boots to step through this glass.
But yeah, what do we do? There's all these dead bodies.
Micah was just like, yeah, I think I've got an idea.
Looks at him.
And
Uh,
that
what do we do?
he just pretty much just like hoists two of them on his shoulder, and he's like starts climbing out the window and like, I'll be back.
Oh, yeah.
Well-
Yasha will take the third and follow him since he can.
Alrighty. More or
But
less.
they're very similar, so
Yeah. And they're not very heavy. These guys are really light, and when they're, not wearing anything,
I
they're
would
even
assume
lighter.
yeah.
Um,
Yasha will just pick one up and follow Vico.
To kind of put it in a roundabout way, he kind of more or less sort of just dumps them in one of the canals. He's just like, yeah, I've seen gangers come by and just drop off their dead bodies here all the time. Not something I'd
Oh.
care to do, but given the
like
situation,
time
these guys will wash up and people will just think they had a run-in with gangers.
You really think so? Looks at the strange-looking fucking bodies
They might look
as
weird,
they sail
but
away.
well, they might look weird, but dead body's a dead body, right?
Yeah, that's true. They're not gonna say otherwise.
Yep.
At least I hope not.
Anyways, let's get back to the house then. Get cleaning.
Yeah.
Then this time, Lamine, you're kind of sweeping and cleaning up the mess of death in the house. Tessa does eventually kind of emerge from her room, still with a very morose, dreadful kind of like, why am I here?
God.
She's got this like, why am I here? What am I doing with my life? Kind of look.
Why did I agree with any of this?
I agree
Could
with
have just
this.
had a peaceful
Coulda-
Could have just had a peaceful time if I said no to Caiaphas.
I just said no to Caiaphas. I could have just lived a nice quiet life in Brosnov with Vico. Not have to deal with any of this bullshit.
Yet here we
Yeah.
are.
He has to. She has a taste of the trouble that we attract.
Yep. In any case, she starts mending the damages on the window and the door, and then proceeds to clean off the blood from the carpet and the rugs.
The magic way that.
In a magic way only magic can do.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank God for. That person bled out his entire throat onto that carpet. Like
Yeah,
that.
That's
I don't know. I think the carpet's ruined even with magic. So
Like. You
at
stepped
least
on that.
if it's
Well,
yeah. At
Yeah.
least
She
if it's
is
like a throw
also
carpet, it's ruined.
she is also an alchemist, so she has the power. The power of
Alchemy.
alchemy,
You know
Which,
that's actually really fucking useful.
in which she just pours baking soda on the shit, or she pours, what was it?
Got him.
Alka
I'm sure
Seltzer.
she has some
I
like
forget.
yeah. I bet she has some combination.
Yeah,
that
she's
just
got
removes
some.
blood even better.
Yeah, she's got some chemicals that cleans blood pretty cleanly. Pretty efficiently.
You're gonna have to leave that out. You're gonna have to leave that out for a while though. That was a lot of fucking blood.
Yeah.
it'll be fine. Just for a little bit.
But in any case, she's able to help clean up and patch up all the damages in her room or in her house, and kind of heaves a very
Has
like
cement on the window.
kind of sighed.
The errant and bullet riddled furniture.
Yep. Which also gets mended. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything is
very
mended, and
useful.
she's just like, God.
Lamine will start key, actually. Not just for.
Not just for herself, for some, but for everyone.
Like basic, just like okay. I think it's tea time.
It's
Whatever
definitely
time it is.
time.
Lamine will get up, get some tea going.
Yep. And Tessa's just gonna be like, hey, so thanks for all that.
It's no problem, of course.
God, it's been forever since I've had to deal with any of this trouble. That damn sorcerer. This man better make this fucking trouble worth it. I swear. I spent too long trying to get Vico's ass out of trouble, and I didn't do it just to drag him back into this sort of shit.
Bring him
What
into
did
more
Cypher
trouble.
promise you?
Hmm?
How did Cypher get you roped into this? What did he promise you? Offer you? Whatever. You know
Well,
what I mean.
there were some things that he was able to offer and give me, but it's more so I do this out of my own duty. After all, just like him and many of us, I am also a member of the Archmage's Council. Not that it's a real formal group, but to put it in a to put it bluntly, we're more or less the Archmage's handpicked best and brightest mages. So, any duty that he feels to impose upon us, we do it, well, willingly, really. And since Caiaphas is acting Archmage, it's kind of hard to turn down a request made by him, even if it is by that jackass.
An archmage who is also, unfortunately, a friend. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. However, he did say he'd be able to compensate and help me out. Now, there's many things that I've been researching here. Things mostly for the betterment of Brosnov. And, well, just living here. So, anything that can get me a little support goes a long way. Although, personally, I'd prefer not to do jobs that end up with me and Vico getting shot at by, ghost-like guards that are invading my house.
On the bright side, it was... Even that was an unfortunate mishap, not so much that they actively have chosen to do so.
It's true, but still. We've been doing what doing our best to make sure you guys don't get involved in whatever troubles we find ourselves in. So, in this case, it was more of, well, actually,
unfortunate.
Still kind of our troubles. It might have been Vico that they're following, but Vico was out helping us, so.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he can to help you, and even if he did bring them in here, if it wasn't for him, I would definitely not been around. She says that as she is looking through some of the some of her stuff on the table, like her little teacups and stuff, and kind of notices there's like a chip from a errant bullet, and she quickly mends it.
Well, take it easy. Take it easy, I suppose. Then.
Yeah, will do when I can. I'm still intending on helping you guys, even if it is almost costing me and Vico's life. But, yeah, well, even if I wanted to back down from this, it seems like given the situation, there'd be no real way to do so. You know?
There's big things at stake as well.
Yeah. If what Clyde and Caiaphas have mentioned really is a big ordeal, and with that whole thing with you guys and the Void Rider being, well, quite the affair, then there are definitely things far greater than what Brosnov has that'll be coming our way. I mean, from what my understanding is, this is something that could be more than just a danger to my home or to me and Vico, or even Brosnov. This could endanger the world, really.
So it seems, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, while as much as I'd love to tinker and toil away with my own works and do what I can for my own little researches, it would be no good if I turned away from helping and doing what I can to undo or prevent this catastrophe.
Oh, At least that's taken care of.
Yep. With that, the boys return. 3 less bodies in hand.
Good.
And once again, Vico is
No
just kind
evidence.
of like, yep, no evidence. Vico returns to Tessa's side and gives her another comforting hug, and then goes and relaxes. And then he's like, well, okay.
What? An eventful
Made
night.
tea.
Does Vico drink tea?
He doesn't really, but he'll drink it. Actually, yeah,
This
he's a
was
bit of a tea
for-
drinker.
This was for like
Honestly,
anyone
he
else.
probably. Yasha will gladly take a cup and ruminate what just happened.
So Vico kind of starts off as it's sort of like try and figure out what to add to his tea, and Tessa just like quickly sort of puts in some sugar and a little bit of honey and stuff in it for him, and so he starts off and he says, well, those were definitely the guys that I came across, and seems like they were those ghosts you were asking for.
Well,
Yeah, I suppose we got some of our answers.
on the bright side, I suppose, yeah, we can take them.
That's
Which
good.
is good. It sounds like all is not lost if we get beset by them at our destination.
Yep. Well, that's comforting to know.
Although, well,
Very,
but it
very
would be tough.
so.
Yeah, it's not. It wasn't fun. Say the
well,
least.
There's a whole fortress full of these fuckers too.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. Would like to avoid it if we can, but it's good to know it's not like you'll run into 2 of them and be like, oh fuck, all right then.
Yeah. Seems to me that these guys do operate as a single group, like a single entity, really.
Oh yeah, the fucking like hive mind thing.
Yeah. Given from
Oh,
what
no.
Mordrin was saying. Yeah, they were all basically thinking the same thing, also. When they were like,
I wonder
kind
if
of
that's
giving
even
off the
We got an indication of that too from talking with which one was it?
the Date squad mates.
Rugo was the
Yeah,
one
Yeah.
that messed up. He had some
kind of had that
indication
hive
or talking about some
little.
kind of-
He had a hint of of a precursory hive minding,
I see.
but it looks like it looks like he was hive minding to the wrong individuals. I think that's probably why they turned him down.
Well, maybe. Tessa
Because
sorta,
he spoke more of Date and his friends rather than the people in his squad. So I'm pretty sure that's probably why they turned him down.
it could be that. Tessa does mention with that the green glass does come with pretty harsh side effects depending on the intent of use. It can really mess you up. And from what Brugo kind of experiencing and from what Mordrin has gleaned, essentially he just he wasn't quite adapting well enough to it.
Or at least not in the right way as they
Yeah.
probably wanted.
So something kind of went wrong with him.
Because that is the issue with drugs. Can't always get the same exact result with different people.
Yep. And even the
Don't
green
be-
glass itself is pretty well, not it's to say that it's not a work every time for everyone. It's not a one size fit all kind of thing.
Right.
In fact, it's very much not that. However, it's the way it seems to be employed, at least with how these guys are using it, is that they're essentially just kind of using it to like mentally link together. Yeah. In addition to that, both of them kind of bring up on the unnatural movements of how they were fighting.
The weirdos, yeah.
Yeah.
Some
And
weird shit.
something I'll kind of give because I figure you kind of wanted to look them over.
Oh yeah,
Anatomically,
definitely.
there was nothing wrong with these guys. In
Yeah, they
fact,
seemed human.
they-
They're human shaped.
Yep. Nothing wrong with their bones, nothing wrong with like the way they were functioning, like the fact that they were able to like do weird stretchy, like it's inexplicable how they were able to do that. Like they're yeah.
Forced yoga sessions, Jesus.
Yeah. And Tessa kind of chalks that up as also being part of the green glass where
Being more flexible?
well, she does kind of mention. Remember how I mentioned that the way its effects the way it works is that it works in the effect the user or the creator is intended to make.
Right.
Undoubtedly, the refinements, the way they refined this green glass was to function in a manner to allow the users to fight with this unnatural speed and flexibility. Their ability to just simply weave and move in such unnatural manners was not anything that was like done by their suits. Like their harnesses lended no aid to their ability to like be able to make those very bizarre maneuvers or even make those reactions as well.
I'm more curious on how did they go through a wall? It's not anything I've ever heard of.
I would like to find where we put the where our bag of like green glass is. I would like to retrieve that.
You guys definitely have that. Tessa had it the whole time.
Yeah, wherever it is, I would like to take the bag.
Mm.
Really
You might
quickly.
want to swap. Maybe we should swap containers for that thing.
We can get to that. Does it have a scent? Does it smell? Like if I open the bag and just kind of take a whiff, does it smell like anything?
It has a fairly like stale sort of smell, but it's not really. It's almost like a starchy smell, like it's almost like bread, like a very dry bread, like not like freshly baked,
It's
but like
full of carbs.
yeah, it's like a very like dry.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's not even just bread. It's a smell of carbs. You can smell it off of fried food. You can smell it on bread. You can smell it on anything that has like carbohydrates. There's like a certain starchy
it's like
component to them.
It's like a yeast, like a yeasty bread smell.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
That's the kind of smell that you're kind of getting from this.
Yasha.
Yeah.
I saw you sniff at the breathing ports. Yes?
Oh, yeah, right.
Without the
I
bag
was gonna ask
of
about that.
glass. Does it? I think you know what I am asking you.
Yeah, he sniffs the glass. Just like give it a quick whiff to see if it's similar.
It's similar. However, here's the big difference. When you took a whiff from their mask, it was the same smell, like it was the same starchiness, but it was so overpowering that it's really really potent in their masks. So whatever it is, it was like an intense mixture of it.
They take a big hit.
Yeah.
What was it? Yasha once again retches. Not because it smells bad, but because he's reminded of what the other one smelled like.
Yeah.
And then he nods like, and he nods and he's like, yeah, it's that, but I don't know, 100 times worse. It's really strong.
Those are incredibly strong.
Yeah,
Tessa does ask about the masks as well.
I mean, he could just procure one of the masks out of his bag.
Yeah.
And shows it off.
Rummaging around.
It's kind of she wants to look through and to kind of put it into the conclusion.
We have 3 things that we're not really doing much of anything with.
Alrighty.
Or 3 hard. Whatever. Feel free to take one apart if you wish.
Tessa's just gonna look through the canisters of these and try and get a bead.
Yeah.
So she'll get through.
I put on a gas mask, and I sit at the kitchen table and try to do my best version of what's in the canister.
Lamine was tempted to maybe remove one of those canisters, but she wasn't. It's not what she's good at.
Yeah, she
didn't know what was in it, so it's like I'll leave this to an expert. I
Yeah.
won't fuck with this.
She's able to get one
gladly try to zone
success.
it. Oh?
Yeah, she's able to get one success from it, by the way. And she can confirm
is
that this is a mixture of oxygen and like a very, very intense, like refined mixture of green glass. That's like this has been modified. Like this has been modified and re-refined. Like it's similar to the green glass you got from Brugo. However, it's been messed with a lot. Like it's been refined to an even it's been refined and repurposed. So whatever Brugo's using is like the light shit, and then whatever they're using is like some real hardcore stuff.
They're using the heavy shit.
Like oxygen or air, like or like actually oxygen.
Like breathable air. Like it's breathing air. So it's a mixture. They're breathing in a mixture of like air to breathe and
Is it like pure oxygen,
stuff.
or is it like
No, it's
is
an air
it
tank.
human oxygen? Or...
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
just
Yeah.
pressurized.
It's just
okay.
It's just regular oxygen, allowing them to breathe.
It's like, man, they're getting pure oxygen and that much shit. Jesus, they're gonna be on fucking cloud 9 with whatever they sniff.
That's why I was clarifying.
Yeah, they'll be next level high. That's for sure.
Yep.
O2 and whatever the fuck this is. Think probably for the best not. Though still whatever that green glass.
No, the green glass they're huffing is more than enough to make up for that. They just need some fucking air to actually breathe.
Is it an enclosed unit, like entirely? Like they can only breathe through those pipes?
Yep, they can only breathe through the mask. The mask is like tightly wrapped around their face.
That is nutty. What the fuck?
I wonder how they see, or if it's not just some enlarged sense of blind sight.
That's most likely what it might be, considering that they're not able to actually see through the faceplates.
Yeah. That does explain why they can only use pistols, and they can't actually use like anything like bigger than rifles, because they're, I mean, blind sense through a whole entire fucking city of people sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And you just like sense 300 people, and you're just like, okay, that's fucking great. There's like 300 people here, and it's just like, oh god.
Also doesn't quite explain the phasing through walls thing.
Yeah, or the invisibility for that matter. But I think we either that's them or the magic, or it might be part of the gear that we have to. We still haven't really fully investigated their gear. We just fiddled around with it and put it away.
I could.
Tessa can mess with the gear if you guys want.
I have detect magic I could cast too. See if there's actually.
I mean,
you guys can definitely lend
yeah.
to it. So what I'll do is you'll each have a gear piece, and everyone will make their own separate checks. So Tessa will be looking through her suit, and then you'll be each doing something with yours.
Well, I won't be doing anything because I'm not good at this stuff. I mean, I could try, but
if you want, you can let
best I
her
could
look
do-
over yours, and she basically will get an assist if you want.
yeah, that's exactly what I'll do instead.
Okay. All right then.
Not even like I mean, if it helps her, I could put it on and like kind of try to mimic how they wore it to maybe even give her a better idea of how they did shit with it or something.
Okay, you can try. and do that.
Whatever it takes.
You can attempt to try and put on the suit, or at least the exosuit part, the harness.
Yeah, he'll struggle to try to put that one on.
Unless you want to put on the whole thing, which you can.
No,
It'll
we'll
fit
start with
you.
the exosuit. We'll just start with the exosuit. I think that'll be good enough. I feel like any strangeness might emanate from this harness.
Okay. I'll roll a separate intelligence check for that. Lamine, you said you wanted to use detect magic?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I got my result. So you do your detect magic, and while there is no, like, inherent magical spells on, like, the suit itself, there is something that's emanating, like, a perpetual magic from it. Like, almost like a battery, if that makes sense.
Okay. Okay. So that's probably gonna be like what? A magic school that even be?
Alteration?
Oh, transmutation. I was
Yeah.
like, I like transmutation.
Transmutation.
I was, my brain was on like
Transmutation.
Skyrim magic. So I was like, alteration that doesn't exist in 5e. But
Oh,
It's,
transmutation,
right. It does not.
Transmutation.
like that's like natural world modification stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
Got-
we have Orderin. Welcome.
Uterin.
But anyways, oh, you're on your phone. No worries. You can listen along.
Just listening.
So there's not really anything in the way of transmutation. However, there is a presence of conjuration on the back of the harness. There's like a
Conjuration.
yeah, there's a bit of conjuration. It's almost like a little like a conduit on the rear part of the harness, and it emanates a slight bit of conjuration. And you notice that there's a little, like, the device can be manipulated by the user and basically activate it. And what it does is that it kind of turns on this like ghost like phase thing temporarily. It gives like a very short burst of it.
okay.
Yasha would be like, oh
Oh,
god, I'm
that-
invisible. Where'd I go?
Yeah, it's more like you kind of you like no clip for a very brief moment.
So
The harness.
I have a feeling you'll want to have a very good idea of your surroundings to use this thing, so you don't end up stuck in a wall or something.
Yes, do
Yeah.
not use this in a very like thick wall,
Dense area.
because
Yeah,
that will be very bad.
I want one of those. That sounds like it could be neat to have. Not gonna lie.
Maybe, I mean, it's a harness, not a suit, so maybe.
But
But in any case,
on top of that, so Yasha, you are able to put on the suit fairly well. It kind of sits funny on you, but it for the most part actually fits you pretty well. Like for your
probably get,
overall size.
I probably can get someone to help me fix that if it's really too bothersome.
Yeah, it seems more like it's just like having difficulty attaching to you because of what you're wearing and not your overall shape.
Oh, because I'm trying to put it over. It's because I'm putting it over my clothes, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's it feels like it's like there's certain parts was like I could probably have something here and there, but it for the most part it fits well on you, but it does feel a little weird and clunky.
Oh, it's like because it's clearly designed to be worn with the other
Yeah,
clothes.
and
Interesting.
moving around in it is weird as well because it really does feel like you have an extra set of muscles on you that you're just not used to. And as you're kind of walking around, make me an intelligence check real quick.
Oh, okay. Oh, failed me again. It failed me again.
Oh boy. Well, you don't know what you've done, but you start feeling really fucking cold.
Ah, Jesus.
You're like, oh god, it's like, it's like it's not your body starts like feeling very cold. You're
Shivering.
like,
Oh god.
I can't stop shivering. Like it feels like you're in like a, everything feels like your body temperature is being like alterating and changing, and it keeps like going up and down Like it'll start getting really cold, and then suddenly it gets like really warm for a little second, and then it'll get really cold again. It's constantly shifting.
I asked Tessa for help. This is weird.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's got enough discipline to not do anything or take it off, but he's just like, oh god, Tessa, help! It's fucking it's messing with my body temperature.
Yep. She's able to find it and turn it off, and the suit kind of feels a bit limp as she turns the whole thing off. So now you have this extra weight on you instead of this like suddenly you feel a lot
Muscle
lighter and extra strong. Now you feel like you're actually more bogged down with metal crap all over you. But
This is
yeah.
cool, but
And Tessa kind of points out, just like, yeah, it looks like what it's doing is that it's changing your body temperature to match that of the room itself, the room's temperature.
oh, that's interesting. That could come in useful. I'm just gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to get used to that.
You know, Yasha, it would be possible to craft you clothing that would protect you from such temperature changes too.
I was thinking about that. It would probably be better to have this underneath clothing. I don't think the Tetsu guard would be very happy about me wearing this. Because does this go over the ghost outfit?
The harness goes over. It goes on top of the body. Because it's while it's sleek enough, it actually goes over and under, if that makes sense. Because there's parts of the harness that comes out, like the parts that connect to like the arm, the elbow, the shoulder, and then it connects to the torso. The torso goes underneath, and then it sticks back out again towards the legs. So the extremities stick out, but the core is up underneath the armor that they're wearing.
I see. I think it would be most prudent that's good, but I think it would be prudent to either redesign their outfits or use clothes that are different, so that you can hide the fact that hide the fact that I am wearing a ghost's uniform.
Yeah.
But I mean that's an issue for another day. For now, I guess I'll just have to get used to it, because I mean that sounds useful, but that's not comfortable either.
Yeah, the suit cannot function without that mode being on, by the way.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not the end of the world either, though. So it's just like just one of those things you gotta tough it out, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, offering is basically creating thermal underwear for all intents.
Right.
Where underneath that will make it so it's not so uncomfortable to wear it.
Yeah. Another thing.
Changes, he's still comfortable.
Yeah.
But you're right. Something over top so that it's not obvious that you're wearing some like exoskeleton is
exoframe,
awesome.
yeah.
So you'll have to, yeah.
That's a bump
either
for
that or
another
just kind of work around it. Another thing that I should probably also point out is while you were sort of working around and messing with this thing and trying not to freak out over freezing and burning and freezing and burning, is while you were sort of stumbling around in this thing, you weren't really making a sound other than your own freaking out. However, as soon as the suit turned off and everything sort of like shut down on you,
my body became loud.
You became loud. Like you took one step forward and like the little like climb assists that are on your toes and heels make a loud clunk on the floor as you're like trying to move around in this thing. Like this suit is loud.
Yeah. Without its enchantments. Yeah.
The extremities, like the little extremities that are attached to the arms and legs, are loud, and there's like little springs that you can hear the creak as they're like as they're being pulled and stretched or like contracting and contracting and expanding.
This is a weird suit.
Yeah. It's not a quiet suit when it's turned off.
At least when it's turned off, yeah.
So
well,
it's but when it's on, it's It's yeah, like I said, it's very muted. And
I guess until Tessa and Ko are done investigating, though, Yasha will be wearing it to help them. Until it's not needed, then he'll take it off and worry about becoming acclimated to it to another time.
There are some parts of the suit that she kind of wants to see and mess with, and she asks that she takes at least one of them. And she's like, she has an idea to use for something, mostly to help Vico for you guys, but she's like, I think I can do something for him.
Oh, of course, gives your suit.
So, yeah. She takes the suit and she's like, I'm gonna be messing with this thing.
Mean is, I think, for her, she's most interested in the device to phase through walls. If I could get that on her armor in some way, or on her person, that could be pretty handy.
Just don't get stuck in a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, be careful about it, but like Lamine being able to just phase through a wall of a door, that can just be very clutch to have.
We didn't discuss about how their cloaking technology worked, did we?
That's kind of more or less what the combination of those the harness and the and that ghost phasing that they're doing.
But I mean, those were bursts, right? So like, weren't they like almost like translucent, or is that does that only happen in bursts as well?
Yeah, it happens in bursts.
Oh, okay.
So in the burst, they become like very difficult to spot. On top of that, there's clearly some training involved, along with the green glass. So it's like a combination of things. Right. What's really masking them is like the sum of all of their parts working together. Which you can kind of see. The body alterating, like the body temperature alternating and alterating, is kind of used to mask their overall like their presence as like almost like a peripheral presence is what it's doing. Is that it's like keeping you out of their peripheral by just masking their body temperature and also concealing you from anything that might not necessarily an infrared pickup, but if things are detecting by heat.
There are a few things like that, I think, so that actually is quite helpful.
Yeah. On top of that, things that are things that are detecting by sound is those that sort of like the mini zone of silence that it's kind of producing on the user itself, that's making them entirely muted. Those the ghost phasing, while not necessarily is directly assisting them, but it does make them they do become a bit see-through from it. But the biggest thing that it's doing is that they're able to basically make better use of cover.
I see. Okay.
And then in addition to that, no doubt part of the Vermilion glass is lending to that sort of unnatural skill that they have.
Well, I can't really match that, but this is better than not having anything. So.
Yeah, and from the way they were fighting, I mean, not even counting the fact that they were fighting like in a very unnatural way, but the way they were able to fight and move, it was not really like a soldier, like a warrior per se, but it was very... What's the word I'm looking for?
Closer to a duelist, perhaps?
It's very Street Fighter-y, I guess. It's like, this is clearly like... This kind of fighting style is very much like focused on like target elimination. Like, this isn't like I'm fighting with I'm fighting with soldiers. Like, I'm fighting to kill you. Like, very, very lethal, intense. And the only thing that kind of complements the that in order to lend to their unit fighting is that hive mind thing going on, so that it's not
Right.
just I am fighting to kill you. So it's almost as if it's
We.
like, yeah, we are fighting to kill you, and it's like all of them at once kind of coming at you. Although in this case, you guys were kind of able to pull them apart, so it wasn't too as great of an effect.
Yeah, I mean, they did end up getting separated. Just a little bit
Yeah.
through one way or another.
But like they were kind of able to kind of work off of each other, where you know, when one was able to split off, they were able to like provide cover and fight whenever one was like away.
Yeah,
It
they
also
were
didn't
definitely
help that-
coordinating.
Yeah, they were definitely
they were
coordinating,
coordinating.
yeah, and they at the whole time they didn't say anything, even when they like got smacked or got killed, like no sound.
But they knew.
But they knew exactly how to move.
That level of synchronicity.
It's kind of reminiscent. It's almost like you were fighting. The best way to make a comparison, it was almost as if you were fighting 3 Calyx. Or like 3 Vicos. I mean, having seen
They
how
just
we
knew.
fought, they just kind of knew what to do.
Right. I get that.
So, if that makes any sense.
It does. They're in sync with each other because they just. I mean, it's like one of those things. They just know. You know, they have such coordination. It's just like, yeah, they know what each
Yeah.
other is gonna do.
But in addition to that, their single combat was also very much, I guess, yeah, duelist is kind of a very good way of putting it. But their single combat was very, I don't know how to best put it. I really don't know how to really best describe it at this moment. But there's just something about it that's like, it's not like a typical Tetsuguard or like a soldier kind of fighting. If that makes sense.
There's no formality to it. It's just take them down.
Yeah.
If that, you know, as much as you can get like that, it's just there's no formality. There's no rules of war. It's just beat them up.
Just like
Go
for
at
the
it. Can knock 'em over.
It's very go for the throat.
Yeah. Whereas the Tetsuguard are more military police in their approach, so they might
Yeah.
have they're using learned techniques and formal training that they've learned in schools to incapacitate people, whereas these guys are like, yeah, just swing the knife at his throat.
Yeah. There's definitely like a military like distinction of like military in these guys, and these guys are not like fighting like a military, with the exception of that unnatural
Right, I get
coordination.
what you're saying. Yeah. Which could be argued is also not military. It's just a method of their thing.
Yeah, because while a lot of the Tetsuguard are, you know, they are competent swordsmen. Like Date can take on anyone in a fight 1-on-1 or 1-on-2, or, you know, he can he can take on people in a fight. Tetsuguard they're better at working in groups, at doing things, and you can kind of understand that with the way they're doing their lockdown, where if the Tetsuguard see you, they're gonna cause a ruckus and try and fight you, but their aim isn't to singly defeat you, it's to call more Tetsuguard. Because that's how they plan to beat you. They're not gonna beat you in a 1-on-1 fight. They're gonna get 5 of their buddies to beat you.
Numbers.
Because it's
All
easier for
about
5 of them
number.
to gun you down than to have like one guy try and chase you and try and get a shot on you.
Right. I
So,
get that.
I think I've given enough of the info on their fighting style. But yeah.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I get you. So
I want
they
to
are
keep-
motherfuckers.
The like suppressed PDW things they got. I want to just be poking about.
Yeah,
What
they're
about what
little suppressed. Basically what looks like an MP5 essentially without a stock.
The MP5K.
Yeah, the MP5K. It's yeah, very tiny guns, but they have that little like nozzle of a silencer at the end.
Well,
Yeah, I'm just.
I guess I guess we're walking around the apartment in the fucking and of course, can I have Tessa? I'd like to have Yasha or Tessa teach Yasha how to turn it on. You know how to work the frame harness.
Oh, how to use the harness?
Yeah, and I guess
Well-
Yasha's just gonna have to like acclimate it to it later.
She's no expert, but she can probably help with understanding the more complex devices on it.
Well, it's mostly just to turn it off and on, basically.
Oh, for that, yeah. She was able to make the
maybe-
skill checks, so she knows how to mess with it.
Yeah. And whatever else, but mostly just how to turn it off and on. And Yasha's just like, guess I'm just gonna wear this at the house and practice,
Walking in
practice
this thing.
practice the joys of cooking and cooling.
Yeah. There might be a reason why those guys were wearing those thick padded clothing on their armor.
Yeah, it would help insulate them, but for now, he'll practice it. Maybe Lamine can help him make him some thermal clothing to help regulate his body temperature, so it's not constantly like fluctuating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can do
And,
that over a long rest, which I definitely would suggest us taking because
The
Yeah,
party
for
decides
sure, for
to
sure.
actually rest this time.
Lamine pretty tap.
Yeah.
She
You were flinging spells and kicking ass.
I have one spell
Ash
slot
kicking.
left.
And then
Take a
I mean,
break at Tessa and Vico's before we head home.
yeah.
And I can make you the thermal clothes during that long rest. So
At least something to help regulate body temperature.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vico's gonna go rest, but Tessa's gonna tinker away with the suit.
Yeah, Yasha will practice later, not right now. He's not that injured,
I don't think he really
so
got
I guess
hurt
he'll just
much.
sit there uncomfortably. And he got hurt a little bit, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
He's gonna sit there uncomfortably in the living room, trying to get used to the burning and cooling.
Yeah. You're just like, oh god, oh god, oh
Clearly
god. It's cold, it's cold, it's
Yeah,
cold. It's hot, it's hot, it's
don't-
hot.
He's just sitting there with a discomforted look on his face.
Yasha, there really is
Yes?
no need to do that. You don't need to. You don't need to do that.
I mean, if I get used to it, it'll be better, though.
If I make
You mean
you
it-
proper clothing, you won't need to be used to it.
Oh, not as much. I guess you're right. He turns it off. Just
Now it's just fucking heavy.
Let's
Just,
get you out of that. We can relax. Yes. Yes.
oh, all right. But there's so much to do.
And all that there to do is to rest. For right
Hmm.
now.
There is one thing I would like to yeah, fuck it. Josh will try to move the blade from his gun one last time.
Oh god. Alright, go ahead. You do have the blade detached, so you have one detached
one part done.
spear piece.
It's that one! I broke it!
You damaged this thing, and
Oh man.
so here's what you're gonna do, or here's what's gonna happen. You have damaged the blade on your spear. You can use it, however, the next time you use it, the blade will break off. And
I'm just gonna leave it in gun mode.
yeah, the only way you'll be able to fix it is if you bring it back to Weston.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this back to Weston.
Dang, the man tempted fate.
Yeah, attempted fate.
Fate had been tempted.
Although, like I said, I'm not very well wounded, so I could take. I'll just take. You know what? I'll just take a short rest and take this to Weston.
Sure.
Lamine will be taking a long rest.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I'm I'm not that badly injured. I just spent a lot of chi, and the chi comes back on a short rest. So I mean, I'll just take a quick nap. I'll just take a quick break and
What is
will one do the trick?
She was basically bloodied. She would have been bloody if it wasn't for all the healing that she received.
That too. Okay. Yeah, take a short rest. Go to Weston's. Take the gun.
You take off the exosuit, and after a small nap, you head off to what was it? I believe it was North Shore,
Yeah.
and you're able to meet with Weston once again. And he's like, "Ah, hello, back so soon. You have any
Yeah,
modifications in mind?"
Well, I forgot to ask how to remove the blade, and I'm sorry, I kind of damaged it a little.
He looks at it
Gives
and
him
he
the gun.
has a very he sighs and he's like, well, it's your gun, but Alright.
I am so sorry.
I can do the replacement. However, in order for me to show you the techniques, in order to take apart the blade, it will cost you an extra 20 gold.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And it'll be another 15 for a replacement blade.
Okay. But yeah, he'll listen carefully on how to replace and, replace and replace.
Cool. Well, he teaches you how to detach the blade from the gun, and he takes it. This was the blade that you took from Fuyito, wasn't it? Or was it
yeah.
another... Oh man, that poor katana. You just broke this guy's old fucking katana.
Actually, I don't think it was made with Fuyuto's blade though, since that was I think there was more to it than just being a +1, wasn't there?
Well, the augmentations were done to the gun with the enchanted wood.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I think it was probably Fuyuto's blade. Then that poor katana.
Yeah.
Well.
So he's gonna give you just a regular blade for your replacement because you can't replace the thing with a +1, which is why
Yeah, that's fine.
Also super cheap because he's like, I have to give you a whole new blade. Unfortunately, Fuyuto's +1 katana is now damaged, so that's gonna have to be mended.
I also never took into account for the +1, so that's fine.
Oh no!
So it's like nothing's changed.
Oh.
That's
but
fine.
you do have the blue blades at home, so.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna change that in front of him and just say, hey, let me perform a criminal action.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, those swords are fucking Tetsuguard blades.
Yeah, please ignore this clearly illegal blade that I have on my person.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Well, unfortunately and unfortunately, I guess Yasha totally botching the blade is a mixed blessing, because it's like very much oh, I better teach him how to do this thing so he doesn't do this again in the future. But, yeah.
He does say, like, hey, if you happen to find another blade that's really nice, because the piece you had on it was a really good piece, but, if you're able to fix it up again, you could reattach it, or if you find another one, you can just slap that on.
I'll make sure to come to you if that's the case, yeah. And
sure.
I'll have to find someone who can reforge or repair Fuyuto's poor katana, because I feel bad just leaving it like that.
No. Well, the blade looks like it was made by some fine craftsmen, and I can recommend you one back in or out in the toolbox over by the merry-go-round, no less.
Oh, yeah, no, sure.
Excellent. He's a good friend of mine. He can definitely set you up on fixing up the blade.
And I will take the address and make my way over.
Oh, and be sure to tell him old Weston send him your way. He'll give you a discount. Typically, repairs are almost as much as the blade itself, and an antique like that, let's just say they're A lot more than their standard price.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a good blade. It would be wrong of me not to, fix it.
Of course. Business to business. The last thing I want you is to be spending your money anywhere but my place.
No, I'm quite happy with this place. I'll probably be spending more money if things come up.
Sounds good.
And I'll take his advice and just scurry on off to the other place and check the time to make sure I have, time to do so. Like, is Ling gonna wake up soon? Better hurry back if she is, but, given that long rest take a while, it's like,
You'll have enough time to get there and leave the blade there for him to work on, but you won't be able to hang around unless you want to come back late.
that depends what happens. But for now, he'll just leave the blade there.
Okay.
Like, if there's more free time, he'll do that, but for now, he'll just do that.
You make your way over there and you meet with this artisan, and it's true typical form. It's a dwarven craftsman. And
Oh shit, a dwarf.
Yep. And he's just like, I can fix up your nice old antique. Where'd you find this thing? And he's looking at it and he's like, oh my god, this thing is a relic. Like, not a relic like you guys know as what a relic is, but to him, like, yo, this is a nice sword.
I happened to find it in an academy. Old blade.
An academy, you say? You didn't steal it from the academy, did you?
I don't think
squints at
side
you.
eyes. Don't think I could steal anything to say. I don't think I could steal nor lie to save my life about that sort of thing.
Yep. I mean, he cuts you off beforehand. He starts laughing, and he's just like, nah, I'm just messing.
Either way, it's damaged, and I would hate to leave it that way.
Well.
What was it again? Oh, Weston said he sent me, or told me to tell you that he sent me.
Old Weston, huh? That explains the fine piece you've got on your shoulder. Well, alright then. If old Weston's sending me your way, and while I would say you're a fool for letting such a fine piece get damaged, I will say that you're a wise fool for coming to me to fix it.
That is why I am here. I am a fool for having damaged it, and I feel bad. That is why I'm here.
I like the way you talk, kid. All right, your price is gonna be 100 gold.
But I put it down. He gets 100 gold.
All right. And he says, I should be done fixing a little scratch up like this. I should be done fixing it within an hour or so.
Oh, an hour?
Yep.
Oh, just a fucking hour. Yasha will wait.
Yep. And so you get to hang out and watch the magic happen. Unless you want to just go exploring.
Yasha watches like a fucking kid watching, those places with the glass windows that show like, oh, these are, like Krispy Kreme. These are how the donuts are made.
Oh man.
He's watching like he's making donuts. He's just like, oh fuck, that's so cool.
Dude, I want to go get Krispy Kreme so bad. But anyways,
let's go right now. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, they're freaking closed. Great.
Not close to the public.
Close to the public. Oh. Anyway, you watch this dwarf work on this blade, and he dons on this big old heat mask over his face, pretty much like a welder's mask, and he gets right to it and just starts reforging it, and heats the blade out, and you see him pretty much just hammer out all the cracks and imperfections that were left from your tampering.
Shenanigans.
And then pretty much just after he reforges it, he puts on a little you notice he kind of etches onto the side of the blade a little like denote marking, and then
his signature, no doubt.
Pretty much. And then he cools it. And, pretty much within an hour, the whole thing is ironed out and sharpened and good as new. Which he proudly proclaims. Ironed out, sharpened, good as new. This bad boy looks like it could go back out there and kill 100 warlords.
My goodness, it is exemplary work.
Yep. And
And-
sure enough.
Yasha will take the moment to put what Weston taught him and, swap the blades out. Kind of like, pops out the blade,
Mhm.
swaps them out. He's just like, he does it very slowly to reinforce what he's learned.
This time you do so seamlessly as he kind of shows you how it's done.
Yasha breathes a sigh of relief. I'll never have to damage these poor things again.
Yeah. At least the blades you're currently using. You'll have to figure out how to use those
What's up?
ghost blades.
I'm sure now that he has a better understanding of how to swap them out, he could probably think of something. Think a little harder on how to make it work.
Yeah. It'll take some practice, but you'll know how to you'll figure it out. You'll learn.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, he knows now how to not break them or damage them.
Yeah.
That's what I think the takeaway is here.
Yep. You'll definitely have a much safer time on them.
Right. Oh, Yasha's had enough excitement in that regard for one day, so he'll just swap the blade out, look at, admire it, then thank the dwarf.
Yep. He waves you off and sends you on your way, and you
All is well.
you return with a new blade.
Oh, I'm back. Yasha climbs in through the window.
The gang's all here. Tessa gives you an annoyed look as you crawl through the window.
Lamine
Yeah,
is probably just passing over
As,
the couch.
as Vico has taught him bad manners in regards to house entry.
Quietly reminding about how somebody in this party broke the window not too long ago.
Look. Fine. Fine.
Yes, everything is fine.
I forgive you
told
for
him
what
yes.
you've done, but also I don't.
I forgive you, but I'll remind you what you've done.
I'll forgive you for what you've done, but I'll also make sure to remind you that you did it.
Good old Tessa. And then I'll just plop on the couch and then sleep against Lamine for the rest until she wakes up.
Oh.
That's adorable. How cute.
That's what he do
Well,
I'm gonna have to.
until the party's ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna need to
Um,
keep that dude in mind, though. There's a kind of weapon I've been wanting to get for Lamine, and he might
Oh,
be
you
the
just-
best person. That
I'm
gunsmith guy might be the best person to go to.
Oh, I'm sure fucking Weston will be thrilled for Yasha to bring him customers.
Unless you're
Lamine
talking about the
has
dwarf.
been missing. Lamine has been missing her axes.
Oh, the dwarf.
ho.
Lamine.
But I mean,
she's been
yeah, you just
I
have to.
suppose her axes.
Yasha will tell you about it later, so you'll definitely know about this dwarf fella.
Well, Lamine,
It's more like-
you finally rest.
Lamine wants, or Lamine will, or I will be looking to getting Lamine some kind of combination firearm and great axe.
That sounds more like Weston for sure. Then.
Yeah, that's who I was talking about. Not the dwarf, but
Mm.
Weston. The guy
Oh,
you got your gun spear from.
Oh god, Weston's gonna be fucking thrilled. Yasha's now bringing him customers.
He is going to be Weston pogging.
Weston Pog. Weston Pog and Yasha Pog while Lamine looks on in awe.
Just want to get another double bit axe, except this time being able to shoot like a slug out of it.
Like a slug, right? Like a snail.
Yep.
Ugh.
Nail.
It just you fire that at someone, they take psychological damage. They're like, ah,
It's like damn. Because it's snake.
gross.
They get covered in snail slime.
I don't like
critical
this.
hit. Critical hit. They go home. They're like, oh fuck this. This ain't worth
I
it. And
didn't
they
sign
just
up
like
for
fucking
this.
turn around and leave.
I didn't sign up to
Getting
get choked
shot?
by
Fine.
snakes.
Getting pelted by fucking slugs? I'm done. I don't want any part of this.
Although actually, how? I remember you saying something about this, Mr. DM, but kind of didn't go through. I think. But how late are you expecting to be going? 'Cause, like this
Well, I wasn't
long rest
expecting
might not
this to
be,
go very long, and I was gonna say you guys are done long resting.
Yeah.
So at this
That's what-
point, I'm gonna leave it at your discretion to how much interaction you guys want to get through.
I think
I see.
think-
So I guess the best way to put it is no more story progression, but more just.
Yeah, you two can.
I just mostly
Oh,
Oh.
hello.
I just mostly want to know what went on. That's all.
we will definitely be telling you when we
Yep.
when we're all whenever we finish.
Boy.
We will catch you up.
I don't know. I'm pretty okay with like stopping at the resting and having the like image that we come back to is Lamine and Yasha peacefully just sleeping on the couch.
Noting. Never mind the fact there was a fucking war there a few seconds
Look.
ago.
Look,
Hour.
This is an
It's
absolute
okay.
slaughter.
it got cleaned up. No one
No one knows. The bodies are dumped. The clean
Nope.
room is clean. Nobody knows.
only we know, and that's all that matters.
It's true. They didn't even report this to their buddies. They were just like, we need to find this Vico motherfucker.
They didn't have a chance.
And see what he's up to. And then they saw you guys with the bag, and they were like, oh.
We should do something about this. And now they're dead.
They're just like,
I'm-
all right, prepare to eliminate and retrieve. That was basically their what they were gonna do with this. They're just gonna like kill you guys and take the bag of green glass.
Yeah, I'm good with stopping it here though.
Okay.
It's a cute image. It is a cute image. Lamine passed out and Yasha just like crawling up next to her. And just,
Crawls up after the fact, then sleeps on.
it's
Yeah.
adorable.
It
Okay,
is.
it's so adorable.
Very well. Then we can conclude it here then. All right. Yeah, I don't think I got any more stuff to add. We can go ahead and call it here. So, thank you so much, guys, for no level up
Level
yet.
8 when?
You gotta get another relic or get past a major milestone. That's one of two
Okay.
conditions.
We have to throw a nuke at that island.
That's a major milestone there. Maybe not necessarily blowing up the island, but getting past the island will be a major milestone.
Now,
Or
I
at least-
already had a feeling that was the case.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
That would be done.
Yeah, that'll be your next level.
Which is
and
fine,
then
it's understandable.
after that, it's gonna be either another relic or like another two.
Which, to be
major
fair-
events.
Which, to be fair, everything we've done has been in preparation to take on that island, so...
Yeah. More or less.
But yeah, you're on your way. I know we've been lingering in level 7 for a long time now, but I don't want to
very long
scale up too fast, too soon.
Too fast, too fast!
Too fast, too fast! But yeah, we're gonna conclude it here for now. Thank you so much, guys, for checking in on the stream. And if you're watching the VOD or the video afterwards, then thanks for stopping by and checking out this fun story that's going on very long now. And we'll see how long it continues on once we reach.
I don't think anyone's complaining about the length. BH,
Yeah.
though.
I'm
We're all
sure.
having a good time here.
I'm sure down the line people will be seeing this videos, or even we'll see these videos and we'll be all like, "Yo, I remember this part in the story." But
It's
yeah,
it's long, but it's a banger.
it's long, but it's an absolute banger.
Yeah.
But,
It is.
we're gonna go ahead and just set up this raid. Cool. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great night.
Okay, goodbye.
Oh, that's right. I gotta hit the start raid first. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. And yeah, see ya. Where the heck is the song? 'Cause it's been on repeat for like the past hour now.
Raid Shadow
Oh.
Legends.
Alright,
Cease.
cool.